Not gonna lie. I've seen certain like barbershops, the way they've been setting up recently, like the modern setups. I'm like, damn, yo,
it's a really cool spot.
I'll go get a $60 cut right now.
You have to, bro.
It's expensive.
Because there's no more walk-ins. I remember when I was a kid, bro, I'd walk in at the mall. You know what I mean? But nowadays, like, you have your own barber, and like everybody's got to be marketing themselves nowadays, right? Because otherwise, you're not going to be making any money.
But what the fuck? Like, fuck.
Come on, bro. $20 to 60.
They're expensive.
I know, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
wild.
So they're basically making like $60 an hour if they have like 6 appointments.
If you're busy.
And I'm not gonna lie, mine was like my last haircut. It was 5 minutes because I don't touch my top. I'm trying to grow out my braids again. I had to cut it because I went to Qatar for the World Cup, and my uncles and family were like, "Yeah, no, we don't run
really?
Yeah. They're like, "Yo, are you a gangster?" And I was like, "No, let's go ahead and cut it off."
That's wild.
Like,
Yeah, no, like they're very like military based, you know.
Okay.
Short hair, even like a
like you had to like buzz it basically.
Like I didn't do that, and I was still getting made fun of. You know what I mean? So imagine I came with the braids. They saw my passport. They're like, "Yo, who's that gangster?" Who's that guy?
It really be like that, eh?
But they're like, who's that fucking gay?
But going back to the haircuts, I know haircuts are really expensive now. Like you got a haircut like a couple of weeks ago, and it was really expensive.
It was like $75.
Yeah, like
yo,
do you guys feel entitled to still tip when things are overcharged?
That was 75 with tip.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. My cut was 5 minutes. You just cut the sides. You just did a fade, and it was like $65, and I was like,
Oh my god.
Do you tip at that point?
I did. I had to because like it was I just felt bad.
kind of do.
I was low key late 5 minutes. I was like, I gotta tip.
No matter what, I won't.
But like,
I'm so against tipping. I was like, what the fuck? Why, bro? You're already doing the job.
It depends.
But the thing is, okay, when you're going through your job requirements, you're saying that, I have to cut here.
I know,
you're signing up for that. So you're like, okay, cool. You're just doing your job.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that are like taking it on now that I'm so annoyed by.
Yeah,
like, I was at
hate
KFC and they asked for a tip. I'm like,
fucking, what are we talking
Subway.
Yeah, bro.
Subway.
And they say, it's because of a service and shit. I'm like, okay, if it's a service, then tip your fucking police officers.
Or not even that, bro. Or like when you order something, you pick it up.
Yeah. Facts. I'm like, yo, I did the job. I fucking
Literally.
I lost calories.
I'm not like Starbucks though. Those small ones, I'll just do a tip because I'll be like trying to flirt with a girl. But like for me,
that's nothing, bro. That's nothing to me. I'm good.
But yo, those Uber Eats though, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'll be like chill now because like I did DoorDash one time and I was like, bro, like, you really only make your money off tips.
I used to do it. I used to do it a lot.
So that's the reason why I tip now. But there was a period where it was just straight $0. Like I dropped that on my house.
Till this day.
I had a buddy. We had this conversation about tipping. Like, do you tip? One person does not tip unless the server knows what his name is at the end of the day, right? Because then that means you're actually interacting with the person.
Yeah.
If you can look at me up on Facebook, I'm tipping you.
Because it's like you said, like at a certain point, your job is to be bringing the food and you're tipping for like the service.
No, but I feel like a lot of people do give me a lot of like compliments and nice, words. So I'm just like, you know what? Because they always just mention the height thing. They're like, oh, you're so tall. Da, da, da.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Like,
even me.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, you're so tall.
One inch away from getting that compliment.
Facts.
No, yeah, he really does look like he's a lot shorter, but he is like 5'11". He's still a tall guy. So all those ladies out there that potentially watching this,
hey man, thanks,
man. I got you. I'll be dogging him down too.
Just crouch a little. And then
it's crazy because my torso is very short too. I'm all legs. So.
I'm the opposite, bro. I'm all torso.
Really?
Yeah. Did you play any sports growing up?
It's annoying. No, none.
No
I literally I played football for a year, lacrosse for a year, and that's it. Like,
no way.
I just do shit on the side. Like when we had that YouTube channel, I was competing in powerlifting. Like that was my thing, which is like literally the worst thing for a tall, lanky guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's terrible for joints.
Like I was never anything good at it, but like it was just something I did.
I think you got pretty good at it though. I mean, you get good at anything.
Yeah. You know what's funny? So I actually do have a 6 stat. But it's like fake, but it's real. But I'll explain. But basically, I got gold at provincials.
Oh, what the fuck? Really?
The reason is,
it was just you.
There's nobody competing in my age and weight class. I was the only one. So I was literally up on the podium alone, just my gold medal.
Bro, actually, there was a kid in our school that went to OFSA for the first year, and everyone was like, "Yo, this is the first kid that went OFSA wrestling," and it was because he was so small. He was literally like 5'3", like 105 pounds. Like he was super skinny. No one else could be in his weight class, so he just like won the whole thing. He just came back with a medal and everyone was like, yo, congratulations, stuff like that.
Would you take 5 mil to be 5'6"?
5'6"?
Yeah.
No,
I never
because the bitches.
I never traded. I swear.
You need the bitches. I need the bitches.
Not even that. I swear it's not even that.
You don't think so?
No,
but some guys,
that's
some
a
short,
big jump.
Some short guys can pull though.
Okay, wait. Him being 5'6" is crazy though.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
no, I don't think I could ever.
That's like you were playing 5'6" when you were like 7.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it. Great, like I think I was like grade 6, and then or grade 4 and stuff like that. I was like 5'6", and then I remember my family doctor. She was like, "Yo, you're gonna be 6'8" when you're taller. The way you're progressing, like you should be like hitting 6'8".
Yeah.
And I got to like grade 12, and I was like, I'm 6'3". Like, damn, that's about it.
Yeah.
And then first year, second year, after we would come back from what's called Christmas break and stuff like that, everyone would see me and be like, "Yo, what the." There's no way. And I would just keep on after high school I grew 4 inches.
That's so wild. It was so late.
Yeah, no, it was super late. It was super surprising. And I was still like, I remember like last year I was thinking like, I was like, yo, am I still growing? I don't even know, bro. Like I'm still growing an inch a year and stuff like that. So but I think I capped out. But yeah, no, like at this point, if I go back to 5'6", like my life is very like accustomed to my height. Like even sports, like the way I play sports, I lean on my height so much. You know what I mean? So like,
does it give you more problems than actually benefits?
1000%. My toes are destroyed. I can't pull out my toes in front of girls, bro. Like,
why? Because you can't wear shoes that are like your size.
It's more or less like I just I guess my play style, like I'm very lanky and I dribble the ball. I play a lot of soccer. Okay, so that's the thing. Like I got the height and everyone's like, go play basketball. Why are you still on the soccer field? And I was like, bro, I'm an African kid. You know, my dad only knew soccer. Like, what do you think? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't learn basketball. So I eventually forced basketball, but like I dribble a lot with soccer. So I feel like because of my long legs, the ball kind of goes a little further and like I'll get stepped on a lot. There's a lot of like dirty, like 50-50 challenges that I get into. Yeah. And my toes get, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was limping this morning because I had a soccer game like 2 days ago.
Yeah. Are you like, you just play in a league? Like,
yeah, there's like Ottawa footy league and stuff like that I just play. But I actually do want to take it more like seriously and stuff like that. Play more consistently right now.
He's not gonna make it, but yeah.
Never gonna make it.
I mean, it's too late, man.
Not really, bro. Some people are late bloomers, bro. Like, this guy grew 4 inches after high school, so like, you never know, man.
Pascal Siakam didn't pick up a basketball until he was 19, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Pascal Siakam. Sounds familiar. Is he
Raptors?
I don't know. I'm so terrible with these sports, bro. I'm so terrible with these sports. It's not for me.
Really?
I mean, I
do you
love
watch
sports.
UFC?
Pardon?
UFC?
Yeah, of course.
I'm
a big UFC fan.
Yeah, because I say Muay Thai. I remember seeing a clip of you saying like, "Yo, fucking anytime I'm in a fight, I rely on my Muay Thai."
Yes. Are you guys a UFC fan?
Hell yeah.
He's more.
Yeah? Who's your favorite fighter?
Adesanya for sure.
He took that.
I know,
bro.
Bilal Muhammad.
Champion. That's a crazy one.
Champion.
Okay.
Watch next.
Okay.
Against whoever, Leon or fucking.
You really think he's gonna beat Leon
or Colby? Both of them smokes him.
Really?
Smoke show, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's just saying that because he has like a fetish, you know what I'm saying? With anyone, no, that's true. With anyone in the Muslim community, he just loves them so much.
No matter what. Yeah.
You don't like those Dagestan boys?
I love Islam. You know, I love whatever, but it's like, I feel like Islam, like I feel like everybody likes Islam. Like everybody knows Dagestan. Everybody knows.
It's more like us.
Bilal's
like, be honest. He's American. You know what I mean? He says "fuck New Jersey" all the time.
Okay, so he's more like modernized. Not modernized. That's not the right word. Like more like Western, civilized.
He's safer.
Westernized.
Civilized is so much more.
Crazy.
I said civilized because no. I said civilized because some of these Dagestan boys that are like crazy fighters, they live in the mountains.
Yeah, true.
They live in the. They don't even go to the city, bro. Like it's like, bro, they live and breathe like.
I rate that.
Fighting.
I rate that.
That's one thing I really like about these guys because like they have brotherhood, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man.
The respect and the brotherhood that they have is something that like we kind of don't have anymore.
You hear about the Khabib story where it's like, yo, after I beat him up, bring your cousin, I'll beat him up too. Bring your brother, I'll keep beat him up too.
Yeah, bro.
He smoked the whole family. I was like, what the fuck?
It's crazy, man.
And the main thing I feel like we could all learn from them is discipline too. Like the stupid amount of discipline they got, which a lot of it comes from religion, but like. No, like that. Whenever you can hone into that, like there's no one that can stop you. Like, and you can see what they can do in UFC in the last like 3 years. Like they've been taking over all those guys.
Yeah, you could be the most talented person, but if you don't have any discipline, you know, like you're not gonna get anywhere in life.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. Which we gotta. I'm not gonna lie. We have to be a little bit. I gotta be a little bit more disciplined with this YouTube stuff, even the podcast stuff. You know what I'm saying?
How do you guys like it?
We're enjoying it. You know, we're only 3-4 months. Oh, 5 months.
It has to be 5 months.
Yeah, we got to 20 episodes. It's crazy. We're there.
That's
make it. What's the stat? Like 4 episodes.
I think majority podcasts or some shit. I think it's like 87% of podcasts stop after like 4 episodes or some shit.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah.
We're killing it. It's crazy. We all started around the same time.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's sweet.
You know what's actually funny for us? Like especially because I remember because we were doing YouTube initially. So we have a channel called The Outnumbered. We didn't upload over a year now. Like it's been a while.
Okay. We've been telling people the podcast is coming out next month.
Some big things coming, boys.
Honestly, we do have a lot of things planned. It just now like doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, a podcast is surprisingly like takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
especially if you're trying to have guests all the time. It's
Real
hard.
talk, yeah.
It can be tricky.
And then as well, like with the YouTube side, like when we went to Toronto to do a podcast out there, we also were like trying to do some YouTube content as well. So like we're trying to balance that outnumbered channel as well. And so like the storage of like those videos are just compiling right now.
Yeah.
And like we're trying to just like maintain the podcast because we already have that that flowing. Yeah. And so we don't want to stop.
No,
you know what I mean?
I think that's the right way to do it. Like solidify one thing rather than try to like do everything and drop it all. Like get the podcast going. Make sure that's like solidified. Maybe have a little clip editor.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to delegate some things.
Like, a little bit.
We started with the YouTube shit, and then I remember because he was in Qatar.
Yeah.
For the World Cup, obviously. Like he was. How long were you gone for? Like 4 months.
5 months. Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah. So he's gone for a bit. So whatever. So we just call and like
literally. Hold up. Sorry. That was the best year ever because
never do that again. By the way.
Sorry.
It's over now. Podcast is started. You're done. Or he's coming with you. Like
no, but I remember like I enjoyed summer here in the fall time, and then like close to October, I left to Qatar. So it was still like 30 degrees over there, but it was starting to like get colder, and it got to like 25. And I remember Christmas, I was coming outside, and it was like 25 degrees, sun was hitting, and then I came back right at like February, and it was like it's a little cold. It was still a little cold.
It's a big shift.
But no, like it was just like I remember I was like, oh my god, this is the life I need. Like I need a house somewhere in like that part of the world, or somewhere in like at least Florida, so I can go there during the winter time.
Actually, I was like, I've been around a lot of just like random tropical, like when I was a kid we'd go to like some resorts and shit, and like I went to Thailand for a month and all these little things.
Ladyboys or what?
Of course, that's the whole point. I was with my girlfriend, we were tag teaming. Tag team, goddamn WWE.
Yo, by the way, if you slam a ladyboy, did you have a threesome?
No.
Ladyboy.
I would never be that.
Sorry. Anyways,
I was having foursomes then. But no, I was in Miami recently, and I think my favorite place I've been. It's insane, bro.
Really?
It's so beautiful.
No way.
It's like, I mean, like Thailand was sick, but obviously like there's issues to being around the whole world. But like, and you did like, honestly, one crazy part about Thailand on what you're saying is like, every like day you'd see a couple just like 65-year-old men with like fucking what looked like 15-year-old girls on a moped, and it was like a very weird vibe.
You see that a lot. Even you see that in the Philippines too, man. I mean, like because a lot of the times, like when you're like a foreigner, you go to that country, like especially if you're white, they're gonna think, oh, this guy got money. You know, so like. Sorry to say, like those girls don't love you. They don't. They love your money.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? They love that retirement fund that you're getting every month from the government. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, bro. Like I see that a lot in the Philippines. You know, like these big white dude with big guts. Like
exactly.
Like
also,
18-year-old fresh out of the womb. Like it's wild.
Yeah, but I feel like that's getting populated now. Like, you know, like I feel like, I don't know, I see these like random podcasts and shit. Like they'll be like, oh, no man wants a 25-year-old. They want an 18-year-old girl. Blah, blah.
Which is crazy.
Such a wild
thing
to say,
wild. Because like, how can you even like have a conversation with an 18-year-old for more than like 3 hours? And
because like,
I don't think that's the goal, man.
You know what I mean?
I don't think conversation is what they're seeking. You know, like
I could never see myself even being with like a 20-year-old. Dating a 20-year-old is just like
exactly
like
idiots.
That's me dating myself. I mean, I'm 25, but like even a 5-year gap is just like, whoa, that's way too much.
Facts, I agree.
You know what I mean?
You start to realize it, like when we were in high school, you know, like you're 17, you think you're 21-year-old, like, yo, that's an adult. Like, guys, like he just got to figure it out. And then you're 21, you're like, I don't know nothing.
I don't know.
And then, and I'm 25, and I still don't know shit. Like,
but you know a lot more than those 21-year-olds. But I also think that the pandemic made us a lot more mature, like in our group, at least, like our generation.
Yeah.
And then like the younger generation, they were kind of just like lost, you know what I mean, trying to find themselves as well, which they could have progressed, but they also could have been, you know, gone the other direction. And so for me, what I feel like when I talk to like a 19-year-old or 20-year-old girl, it's like there's that age gap, a little bit of an age gap. It's only 3 years, but like for the most part, she's either very mature or she's just super immature. And I'm like,
what do you think? What shift do you think happened during COVID that made you feel that we've gotten more matured?
I feel like just because like you realize like there was just so much that like we actually were like I think it was
I feel like it's also I feel like you just have so much time to yourself.
You had so much time to yourself.
Like,
you had to like
exactly
out, like, and then you were really weighing out like, yo, what is my future gonna look like? You know, like am I gonna really do school for the rest of my life? And then during that time it was just everyone was on social media, a lot of people trying new hobbies, and so just testing a lot of different things. So like I feel like that's where like a lot of people are just like, you know what, let me not be bored at home all day, like we don't know how long this is gonna last, so let me just pick up a lot of things, try new things, which a lot of people weren't doing prior to.
And I think it made so many people realize like maybe a job, like a career, isn't the right way, because I can just be taken away at any point. So it's like it made so many people do things like this, like start their own things, and like it's really changed the way like.
But it's crazy because I'm a big advocate of working for yourself. I love business, right? But then at the same time, I always go back to the thought of like, imagine if everybody was a business owner, like the whole world would not function. Like I'm sorry to say, we need people to like be working the minimum wage job, because otherwise the economy would not flow. If everybody was their own boss, how like there's no sense, I agree. Like the whole economy would not circulate.
Right now we're even struggling with doctors. Like I'm struggling to get a family doctor still. Like there's just a shortage of a lot of things, and I feel like it's only gonna get way worse. Like all the kids now talk about is just social media. That's the only thing.
No,
or
I totally agree.
Or anything else like that. Because like if we're being honest, like I feel like a lot of people had parents. Like for instance, for me, when I was growing up, my dad, he was an immigrant and stuff like that. So he was telling me like, yo, I'm working every day, all day long, you know, just grinding for you guys to like, you know, make food, put food on the table, you know, shelter you guys. But I don't want this lifestyle for you guys. I don't want you working for someone. So I feel like a lot of parents were telling our generation like, yo, we grinded out, we struggled it out, but you better not be in this situation. You better get your own business. You better do something for yourself. So I feel like that for me, it's like whenever I'm like going to school and doing that type of, going down that route, like that 9 to 5, working for a man, or maybe a woman even. Sorry. Maybe even a woman nowadays, you know. Click that. Anything, you know, they, them, whatever it is. So working with someone, you know, I was just like, yo, I feel like it's like doing, you know, my dad dirty or my mom dirty, you know what I'm saying? Like they grinded out for so long. So that's why a lot of people are just like, yo, fuck that. You know, I don't want to do all that
like,
shit.
I always thought it was, I've heard the opposite a lot, where it's like they came to this country so that you can have better opportunities. So for you to just like give it up and hope you make it on social media, like you're wasting this. Like
because being here is already a lottery ticket for them, right? Like especially for people that have like escaped back home, right? Like coming here, like that's why like some of the immigrant parents I see is like, oh, like why you're doing risky things, like you're already here, you know, like a lot of people
could get
would
a government job. That's why we came here, just go get that salary and you're good.
Like why are you making your life even harder than what it is right now, you know? Like why are you trying to be an entrepreneur, blah blah blah. And sometimes there's that disconnect, but definitely like it makes sense on where they're coming from, but at the same time, because we are like in this environment, we know what's possible.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
exactly. And that's the main thing. Like my dad, like of course, if I told him like, yo, I mentioned like the podcast and even YouTube, he was always like, yeah, you know, that's interesting, but you know, like again, when I was talking about your dreams and goals, that like not working for someone, like make sure it's reasonable as well. Like, of course, like these government jobs are good to get right now, but I don't want that to be your lifetime thing.
And also, like these things aren't reasonable until they're reasonable. You know,
exactly.
It's not 100%.
Exactly. And so I just tell him all the time, like, yo, just trust. Like I've been trying to. Like I've been seeing a lot of people do this stuff. Like it's a very reasonable path. Like you just don't see the path, but like I'll try to make it happen. Like and of course I'm gonna try to still have my backup plans, stuff like that. But no, like definitely this type of stuff. Like I feel like a lot of people do get that type of energy from their parents. Like yo, don't waste it. Don't waste your time and opportunity. But I feel like that's something like they do. Everyone do hear that same thing that you mentioning though. Like don't waste our opportunity. But we take it as like okay, bet you're not understanding it, but I'm gonna take what you're saying.
I'm gonna prove it.
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Man.
It's so true.
Man.
How do you guys like the podcast though? Like you guys started the podcast about 5 months ago. Like, what's your favorite part about doing a podcast?
I would say so the way we started is so initially like we started with the YouTube shit, and then we're thinking about like, yo, let's just grow our YouTube shit first and then go into the podcasting after. Yeah. And then I think it's like literally just a random call. Like I think we're playing like some random game or some shit when he was in Qatar. Cause like the time like whatever it was like I was
starting to stay up very late, you know what I mean? Because like I was bored at home for the most part after the World Cup ended, and so like everything was happening at nighttime. It was happening at 8 a.m. for me, you know. Guys. So like I would just literally my grandfather is super religious, so he'd wake me up at like 3 a.m. and be like, yo, prayer, you have to go to prayer. So like I would just end up being awake in the morning and stuff like that.
It'd be like 9 p.m. for me or some
exactly
shit.
So, and then I'd be like, you know what, let's just hop on the game, you know?
So we play whatever and we talk and shit, and
we were at that time we did the YouTube prior to as well, which he was talking about earlier. I went on a tangent, but
so whatever. So he's like, yo, like why don't we just start? Because the thing is, I love podcasts, and I feel like, yo, okay, now I have to like stroke our own shit, you know, but like I feel like enough times we heard like, oh, you guys are funny.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, okay, cool. Like, yo, honestly, I do think that we have some wild conversations. I feel like people are interested in those things. And I also think that we're so into media where we can talk about enough things for people to understand shit.
You guys do like, you just seem to know about like
just
music,
going on.
sports, like just everything that's happening.
You know? So like, and we're like, I'm very interested in that. Like, you know, and I could see why it's like toxic and shit, but I don't give a fuck, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting regardless.
You know?
Like, it's just food for thought for the most
part.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So then we just started the podcast, and then we started off with our phones and shit, and we're like, okay, cool. Then we got whatever cameras, etc., whatever. But like I think the best part of it is initially the best part was just hearing our own voice.
Yeah,
like it's
fun.
like, yo,
I know. How do you not like having the headset on?
I do like it sometimes, but at the same time, I just like
I could do without it type shit.
I could do either or.
Yeah, and then also another thing was like connecting, like you know, we were talking about this before we started like the podcast today. It was just. Yeah, you know, like networking with just different people, like finding out different people, like, oh shit. And then like also like knowing that like, yo, you know when you say like, oh yo, we can do something, and then like for a video idea, it's like, oh, that'll never really happen.
Yes.
But because it's a podcast, like, oh, we can have a conversation and just chill in the podcast.
That's
you know?
the biggest thing for us is like literally this podcast to us is just an excuse to like meet somebody. Instead of like, oh, I love your stuff, we should link up sometime. It's like, yo, come on the pod. Exactly. It's something to do. Exactly. They get some content out of it. Like everybody wins.
Everybody
wins.
100%.
It's just it's a great way to meet people.
And half the time afterwards too, like we have like so many different ideas that we want to do as well.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we should do this as well next time.
We should do this together. Exactly.
And that's why like we also realized one huge thing about when we're talking in the podcast, stuff like that, like it was just like us chilling the whole time, and it felt like honestly at certain points it's just therapy, you know what I mean? Just us kicking up, just chatting, talking about our week, whatever. And like at a certain point we started to see that people were like starting to like that, and they're like, yo, we want more of those casual chats than rather than you just like chasing some like clips or whatever. And so that was another what is the word?
Revelation.
Yeah, revelation.
I don't even know what that means.
Realization.
Like discovery. I don't know.
Like
onomatopoeia.
Like it's weight off our shoulders. Like
relieving. Dumbass.
English is my third language, you know what I'm saying? But no, it was very like, oh damn, okay, this is good, you know, that was a good compliment we got, like, yo, rather than, you know, just doing everything else that people like to see, like just having a casual conversation and stuff like that. You know, that's also the main thing we loved about the podcast. Just chatting.
You have to be genuine. Like you can't fake it and try to act a certain way because you're like, oh, this will go viral. Like
100%.
It just everyone can see through it. Like they just get it.
Even like one of the challenges that we kind of struggled with initially first was like, even with guests and shit, like we were thinking about like, oh, this guy has a name, he did something, whatever, let's put him on the pod. But it's like, yo, some people are not meant for podcasts. Some people are just really scared of cameras.
They just don't want
to realize that.
It's like, this is the wackest shit. And I'm like talking to someone that, and also I feel like everybody who comes on the podcast thinks it's an interview.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, stop acting like you're a superstar here, and let's talk like a camera.
It's like one word answers are kind of just like, you can definitely tell it, like you can almost smell it. That
man.
Or like sometimes I've had moments where I do a podcast, I'm like, I do my outro and they're like, was that okay? Was that good? Was that good? I'm just like, yo, dude, man, it was just a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna ask you guys, even with like your like when you do business related stuff, like do they get nervous as well with the cameras rolling and stuff like that?
Most definitely, because it's definitely overwhelming, right? Because now like you just see like right now we have 3 cameras, you know what I mean? And just like, oh, we don't even have the light on.
Yeah, we do. Oh yeah, no, that's okay.
Okay, like, you know, there's like a big ass light in front of them, and just like, oh my god, like people are sometimes like think that they want to be in the spotlight, but when they're actually in the spotlight, they're just like
exactly.
And like 100%. This is one thing. This is a bit easier, but like the type of content we do for clients, like our main thing we do is where they're talking to cameras, so they're looking at a lens and trying to say like kind of a pre-prepared script.
Exactly.
And like it can get hard. So at first, like that's kind of the style of content we always start out with. Like that's the ideas that we bring, but if they just can't do it, we can transition where they're not talking to camera. Like we can find other ways to create content that works, but that's like a great style of content that we found works well for companies. So like we were talking about like Jamie and Deep, like I was asking him like, how do you do that? Like, cause all their videos are like the talking style. And I'm like, how do you get them to like be comfortable? And he actually said, if they're not comfortable, then we don't take them as a client.
That's exactly it.
So
100%.
Like,
I agree.
It's wild. Yeah. Like,
that's how it should be, bro. Because I feel like that's why we're like kind of like very wary. Like, I don't really care about what numbers you have. I just now care about like, oh, can we talk?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, no, then all right, bro. Like, it's gonna be such a whack episode, and it just looks so corny on our end.
Yeah.
It looks like we're dick riders, bro. Exactly. Like, what do we? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
And like, we don't want to be egotistical too, so like, we just play into that dick riding like role, and then we watch it. I don't know
about you, bro. Maybe they're just you.
Behind the scenes, we need those videos.
No, but
that's how we get the guests. You know what I'm saying?
But no, talk about providing value.
No, facts. But staying on top of everything.
There's a lot of moments where I watch it back and I'm like, I hit him up afterwards. I'm like, bro, let's not do this. You know, let's not force the guests. You know what I mean? Let's just do our own thing, because people don't. Even our close friends are like, yo, I didn't really like the episode that much.
Yeah,
really.
Damn, like, because it really was just like us trying to find something out of them, you know, trying to spark conversations, let them to open up. Some people were even like closer to us that we would assume would be comfortable, but just because like, as well as our presence online, I guess, is like very goofy, and we see a lot of wild shit. So they were kind of like,
they get scared of
what we're gonna say.
I mean, that's a natural thing though. Like when we started our podcast, sometimes like I'm like I'm just overthinking. Sometimes I'm thinking like, okay, what am I gonna say next? What I'm gonna say next? Like sometimes, especially for these people, if it's their first time being on a podcast, they're constantly just thinking, okay, what am I gonna say next? Oh, how am I gonna respond to that? So they're never really present in that moment. They're elsewhere mentally, right? They're just physically there, but mentally they're just like overworking themselves.
100%.
We're glitching.
And I realized, I was like, yo, that's like it's just not good content overall. So I was just like, yo, let's stop doing that. Let's just have our own thing. And the reason why we even got into the podcast, we were supposed to do it a little later because we were supposed to continue doing the YouTube challenges and stuff like that. Just grow the Outnumbered account. And the name pretty much just like comes from like, you know, being an immigrant, just being an outstander, you know, just like the outnumbered.
The outnumbered,
you know? So
minorities.
Exactly. We're just trying to look for exactly. We also know another YouTube group called The Minorities, and like we're like, yo, that's a solid name. Let's look for something similar to that. Kind of rings. And like,
you want to tell them some of the draft ideas we had for like.
We had.
Hear it.
This is for the YouTube.
This is for the YouTube channel. Yeah.
Like we were on like, so I was still in Qatar at the time, and we're just talking on PlayStation. I was like, yo, fuck it, let's just jump. We're just like, well, what was it for the podcast name?
For the podcast name, sorry.
For the podcast name. So So at this point, we were like, you know, let's just jump into the podcast. Fuck it, we'll just start it early. And so I was like, yo, how about something with like, because we were like another podcast group we like is Bad Friends.
I saw them live in Toronto.
Oh,
no
you
way.
did?
No way.
I actually wanted to see their live performance.
Yeah, me too.
So entertaining.
Hell yeah.
Mason got me on that.
I love like comedy podcasts.
Me too, bro. 100%.
Bro, they're the best. Like Two Bears, One Cave is another one I love.
One I've been loving lately that it took me a while to get on board was Take Your Shoes Off, like Rick Glassman.
Oh no, I haven't.
Like he's like just such a weird style of comedy that took me a while to like, but I love him now. He's sick.
Honestly, I do want to get.
Mark Norman's too.
What is it?
Mark Norman's one? That's hilarious.
That's why I don't listen to much.
I've seen his a bit too. Theo Vaughn's too. Like there's a bunch of great comedy podcasts out there.
There really is.
And so like what's called, we're just trying to think of like a name similar to that. Like honestly, all we do pretty much from what you're gonna gauge from this is like we just watch a lot of entertainment and then we just like, okay, let's recreate this.
Exactly.
Let's steal like their like great ideas. Like we need a good name that people can search up and stuff like that. So we're just like, okay, yo, something close to Bad Friends, you know what I mean? Or two goofy guys, similar to that, you know, like. So I was just like, yo, chocolate buddies.
Chocolate buddies. Buddies or bunnies?
Buddies.
Okay.
Bunnies would be crazy.
Bunnies would be better. That'd probably be the name. We said that.
This would be us. We just do each other's head.
No, we had that. What was the other ones we had? It was like a lot of like duo, like.
It was like super stupid shit. It was like it was just dumb shit.
And then, so we're going down that route, just saying stupid stuff, and then we said like we were like, what about mistakes? You know what I mean? Like everyone makes a joke like, oh, I'm a mistake, which we're not. You know what I mean? So we're just like making that joke, and then he was like, yo, what do we call it? 2 Mistakes. It was actually his idea. You know, shout out to Hyman.
Still a letter. You got to say it again.
Just to get the audio.
Hyman, you want Gubby or
no.
Okay, I'll stay away from that. But yeah, no, like he was like 2 mistakes. You know, like we're gonna make a lot of takes. Are gonna be misses, stuff like that.
Oh, 2 mistakes.
Yeah, so
because we're gonna lie.
I just got it, bro. I'm a little slow.
Hey, we're happy we got on the camera. You know what I'm saying? We'll clip that.
Cut in 4K. No, 1080 actually.
And then it was called, and I was like, yo, that's actually and the whole time we were just saying a bunch of stupid shit, just waiting for somebody to stick on the wall. And it was just based off of reactions. Like I screamed, and my grandfather came in my room, like threw water in my face, like, shut the fuck up, it's 8 a.m. Go to bed. I was like, yo, my bad. And what's called, we were like, yo, this is the name, you know. We're gonna stick with this. Yeah, exactly. And then we tried it out with a couple people. We're like, yo, what do you think of 2Misstakes? And then we had to explain it. I'm not gonna lie. So it's spelled with 2 S's and it's like mistakes.
But the beauty of it is like it's easy. It's 2 mistakes. Like that's easy to remember. Exactly. But then there's like if you get deeper, you realize that it's more. But you don't have to get it to remember 100%.
It. Like, even the abbreviation, like the 2MT. I like that. Like I just like the 2MT, the abbreviation. I just like that.
Because that's another thing that we saw a lot of people doing is just like abbreviating a lot of the things. Like a podcast or YouTube group we actually connected or like we bonded off of was called For Y'all Entertainment. And so they actually abbreviated the whole name to just For Y'all.
4YE.
Okay. 4YE. And so they're just like they're based in Toronto. They're just like making skits and stuff like that. I remember I met him in Green Wilson. Like it was a very white school. Like he eventually switched to St. Matt's, but he left me. Yeah, I know it's
more diverse.
Yeah, hell yeah. What color?
So what's called
diversity.
And then what's called I remember like orientation. I sat next to him and his head shape was a little weird at the time.
The fuck?
I was
very skinny, so my head was just like it was not like
it was no
what haircut did you have?
I didn't have a haircut. Just fucking just
yeah, like the comb over. So I kind of went with that. So literally just like this. Okay. But yeah, no, if he did the other way, it would look kind of straight. But so his head was kind of tilted, and like I remember I just looked over and I was like, "Yo, what's up?" We just like started to bond off of like the YouTube content.
Also, like I came straight from like the south.
Yeah.
And then so this like the east is like predominantly white people, whatever. Where I was like growing up with immigrants, so I'm like, oh, this is so new to me. So then when I saw him, I'm like, okay, yeah,
we just my brother. It's a little bit more accountability. We're just like, and then we were both Muslims, so we just headed off on a couple of things, and then we were talking about just YouTube stuff. We're like, oh, it's like, oh, you fuck with YouTube, and then it was actually like during the pandemic where we're just like playing video games. It was Warzone, and like when the outnumbered started was because we were just like. We're watching Beta Squad, a bunch of YouTube in the UK as well. And so I was just like, yo, let's just start it. Why not?
That like, surf check was hitting nice.
Yo, the thing is,
doing nothing but like
our production then was so
we
shit.
were getting paid to play video games, bro, and watch YouTube, bro. Fuck.
Bro, and I was getting cracked on COD. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was getting up there.
Oh, 20 feet.
I had like a tennis ball. It's like stretch out my fingers with. I was trying to be
getting ready for my game tonight.
I'm fucking dead, bro.
No, we were fiends, and then we're like, yo, let's actually let's start to do something more productive. Let's do some YouTube content, stuff like that. Just do some goofy videos.
2021, 2022
was. It was like 2020, yeah. It was like 2021, yeah, exactly. We're just like, yo, let's save up some money. We'll save up some syrup checks, and then we'll purchase some cameras and stuff like that. And we just like did a couple of challenge videos at his house, and then it kind of fell off. Like we were kind of like trying to balance too many other things. And then
like personal lives happened type shit.
A lot of personal things happened at the time. Pandemic issues and stuff like that. So then I went to guitar, and then in that moment I was like, yo, fuck it. Like I know we wanted to like create our YouTube channel and then eventually start the podcast. Like once, because a lot of people do that. They just create their name and then just venture into.
Because that's kind of what For Y'all Entertainment. Like that's like the guys that we look at, whatever. Like they did that. They started off with their skits. They started off with their YouTube channel, grew a fan base, and then said, yo, you want to see more of us? Watch our podcast.
Like, you like my
so that's what we're gonna follow.
This is a bit harder because like not everybody's gonna sit through like an hour.
And nobody cares about us enough.
But that's the thing though. Is like for the people that are actually gonna sit down and watch an entire like podcast episode, those are actually quality fans.
Exactly.
Those followers will actually know you, have some sort of connection with you.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. And just having a fan that could watch you for an hour is crazy.
And you'll be surprised too. Like you think, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna sit around and watch this for an hour. But then you just like hear someone like, yo, I've been watching. Like I watch this and that, and like they'll like make reference. You're like, oh fuck, you like
you actually watched it. 100%. That's the coolest thing.
And you guys are good, like, because quite literally, like he told me we were doing this collab, so I checked you guys out. Like I was watching some clips, and I'm like, yo, let me go check out. Like I just wanted to see like how you start them, like how you do the actual podcast. And literally, I go to watch one, and I'm just like, just vibing, just watching it, like doing some other stuff, and like. I literally looked down, I'm like, holy shit, it's been 45 minutes. Like, I've been like watching this shit.
That's what's up. I appreciate that.
Clip that.
You guys are funny,
I appreciate that, man.
No, and like we actually do try to keep it so that the conversation is always flowing, stuff like that. But it's also not forced, you know what I mean? Like, even the last podcast we recorded, I was like, yo, I'll be honest, like, typically I'll just go through my feed, I'll just go through my weekend, just like, note down certain things. I'm like, I want to mention this, just have it. I'll just bring up this topic, and then we'll see where it goes with the conversation. But that week, like the most recent episode, we had nothing. You know what I mean? I was we'll just see what we got, and then ended up being an hour still. You know?
Literally yesterday. Yeah.
Exactly. Have you guys like had to scrap any episodes?
Oh yeah.
There's
actually
there's actually
one that I actually put a lot of work into.
You put a lot of work into it, but I'm like, I don't want to edit this. And
really?
I made like a whole like award show. Like so do you guys know Prezi? Like
Prezi?
Like the presentation app? Like the
Prezi. Yeah. So you're like a presidential. I was like,
I can see that too.
No, but I went back to like my grade 6 bag and I pulled out a whole Prezi like award show.
Get them swipe transitions.
Exactly. Like I brought the pictures, like clips, and I searched up videos.
And bounce in.
And the thing is too, like it actually was like that. The worst part was like I was even taking clips from social media stuff and like editing it in Filmora to make it a funny video for those like award shows. Just like whenever we have like the revealing like of like what we're talking about and stuff like that to give the people context. There was so much into it and stuff like that. And then just like when we were recording it, it was just at the time I wasn't really doing that well of a job organizing how to go through it.
Also, another thing is for us, like we didn't know how to screen record with audio at that time.
Okay.
So it's like, because it was all over the place for his. So it was like, since it was all over the place, it was so hard to organize. It's like, I don't know what's going on right now. So that's why it's like,
after.
I have a question for you guys actually, because you guys are like very similar, like creative mindset, right? And sometimes two people that are like very creative clash. Have you guys ever beefed about something? Like you guys are like, fuck man, I like this idea better. No, this idea works better. Like
beef? No. I would never say beef, but it was like, there's a conversation, and then there's like we'll always meet in the middle ground. Like there's never like an overpowering person here.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Like we definitely had moments where I was like, I don't know if I like that. But then we'll just be like, you know what? Agree, disagree, but I'll go with yours.
Yeah.
Just know that if
you
you're
just
wrong,
have to like allow it. Sometimes like it's not worth the fight. Like
exactly.
It's like, you know what? I'll listen to you. We'll see what happens. Like do you find you guys usually are coming from a similar place, or it's a lot of kind of
so something like there might be like a little bit of like a difference, but it's like for the most part it's like we see the same kind of comedy aspect into it. But I'll say like again, not to stroke ourselves, but like I don't
stroke
think
it. Okay.
Clear. I'm gonna make that a soundbite.
Stroke it.
Yo, honestly, be prepared to when you come on our pod.
I'm hyped. I'll be sick.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, no, I just don't think we have any egos. Like I genuinely think that it's like, this is what I think. Okay, cool. Like I like it, but this is what I think about that.
Okay, we definitely do still have a little bit of ego. This is the way I'll explain it. It's like I'll be like, you know what? I see what you're saying. We'll go with that. But if you're wrong, just know I'm gonna tell you you're wrong.
But that's very important. Like you have to realize, 100%, like 100%. Just because it's different doesn't mean I'm right. It's like so we look at it differently. Okay, let's go with yours this time. Let's try mine this time. Like,
exactly.
It's all like it's not.
And also like you gotta kind of do like you gotta be logical too. It's like fuck it. Okay, maybe you're a little bit more right. So just because that, fuck it, bro. You got it.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta like hear it out. Like why don't you like it? Oh, you know what? Respect, actually.
Especially because this game is a lot of just going off your hunches and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that you haven't even we haven't tapped into. So it's like for us, like we can be like, yo, he can be telling me a bit of a vision he has, and I'll be like, nah, nigga, I've never seen that happen before. But like it actually could be so
like some wild creative ideas.
Exactly. Sure. So that's why we were like, you know what, fuck it. You know what? Like sometimes we just got to go with the whatever your hunch is, and then sometimes we just got to go down that logical route. You know what I mean? Just switch it up.
Because we're trying to do very different. Like when we're coming back to YouTube, which you are.
It's coming. Big things.
Next month.
Give a date. Give a date for that video drop.
Give a date.
We did, and we flopped it still. No. We had a wedding to go to. You know, we had a bunch of excuses.
But we do have. Actually, spoil this.
What'd you say?
Should I spoil this video?
Go on. And
okay, we'll see. Maybe see if we cut it out or not. Basically, we're going to do a date for like Riz. We're gonna call it Riz for Riz. Essentially, where me and him go on a date with some random girl or whatever. Not random, but like random. You know what I mean? And there's gonna be two girls, and then we kind of go on a date with each other. And then I would.
You guys will.
No. He just really wants to go on a date with me.
And then I'll be in his ear telling him what to say, etc. Blah blah blah.
Oh.
And then we swap, and then we even dress each other. The person has to bring some sort of food. They have to bring some sort of gift.
How do you plan to do that? Like actual like the logistics of it? Like is he gonna have like an AirPod in?
AirPod, yeah, literally.
And do they know they're being filmed?
Like one AirPod at dinner? Like I just it's reading my text. It's very important.
I actually do have.
Yo, what if things get freaky, bro?
I left it somewhere else, but I do have like a small camera. It's like this Instago 3 camera.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so like we're just gonna throw that on our chest too to get her like
her perspective,
like straight on.
Yeah.
Will they know this is happening?
They'll know that the recording is happening, but like we won't set it up to seem like
they won't know what's gonna happen.
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think this actually be a proper date that we're just trying to record. You know?
Yeah.
And then there'll be a lot of curveballs.
Then the loser. This is what's the funnest part, to be honest. The loser has a punishment.
Yeah.
And the punishment is because we've been getting into a lot of comedy, etc. So we're like, yeah, you know what? What if the loser just made they had to do like some sort of comedy stand up for like 5 minutes?
I was about to say, go to open mic. That would be
exactly.
No material,
no material. Just go up there and do whatever you want.
Even if you were allowed to write, bro, like that would be
true. Even if you're right,
we're gonna eventually go down that writing path because we want to make it a punishment, like the person to low key suffer a little bit, and also see how creative you can be up there.
Or the other person writes your jokes.
And
you go do it.
And the other person dresses you. Dresses you up. You know what I mean?
Did you see that one? I think it was like Gideon.
This is too bad of an idea.
I like it, bro.
But yeah, I like it too. What were you gonna say?
I can't remember the actual concept, but it was like Gideon
and
was
Nico.
on stage. Yes, with Nico. That's what it was. And it was like he just had to go be like racist, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, it was wild.
No, they had to do a racist one and they did an incest one.
Incest one, yeah.
But they had to talk about how incest is good. They did tech talk. So like, we sprinkled some of those ideas from that.
No, that's a very good idea.
And so,
but it's like not an easy video to make. That's like multiple. That's like a week to film.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's gonna be.
But the thing is, when we had our last podcast with that comedian, like he told us like he can get us into like
any comedy set he wants. Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure there's open mic stuff too. A lot of mic.
Yeah.
But he said he was gonna try to help us with it. You know, what I mean, make it easier and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, proper. Yeah,
I was literally thinking stand up. Like that would be.
Or just hold up your own event. You know, just stand up at Carleton University in the CU.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
get everybody's attention.
Yeah.
No, that's too much.
I can't go to the school
that's really wild, bro.
Go to Byward Market with a fucking speaker. And
man, just talking about Jesus.
You ever see those memes where like people are doing something so cringe online and like the comment will say like anxiety scared of him?
Bro,
people just don't have anxiety, bro.
And there's a lot of people like that. And honestly, I actually do think those people are definitely the most like dangerous people out there, because like once you don't give a fuck, like no one can hold you. Like when we were talking about right before the podcast, we're talking about like starting, just getting into like the production or just even podcasts, all this whole industry. Like you just have to start and stuff like that, not caring and stuff like that. And what I wanted to mention to you initially was what I realized from a young age, is because I grew in the West End and then we went to Orleans, the very white area. So like I was very like thrown into different cultures, stuff like that. Yeah. So you're thrown in a lot of uncomfortable positions, stuff like that. And my main thing was just like, fake a persona the whole time. Like act like you're confident, act like you don't care, and then people will like you. You know what I mean? People will just gradually come up to you. You'll make a lot of friends off of that. And like I would just force myself. There's been so many times where I was sitting there shaking, and then I'd come around the corner and I'd be like, all right, what's up? And I'll be like chatting to the boys, like I know what I'm talking about. I've been roasting people and stuff like that. And then it was all just a persona at the beginning. And then eventually like I turned that to be like, you know what? I need to use that for like, just anything in life. Just like, trying to progress. If you don't care, like then you can actually see what your actual potential is. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we realized in the podcast. Like when I was talking to him during the pandemic when we were playing COD, I realized he was the very same mindset where he's like, I don't really give a fuck. Like a lot of his stories he'd post was like,
but the crazy thing is, like, sorry to interrupt, but like, you know how like sometimes people are like, oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna get judged because I'm doing this. Like, has someone ever come up to you and said, yo, what you just did was cringe? Has it ever like sometimes some of these like some of your fears are actually not even a real thing? Like sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to put out a video because I'm afraid of what people are gonna say. But like, has someone ever gone up to you and said, yo, that video you made was whack? Why did you think that way?
Thing is, I don't even think we make cringe shit though.
But people do. I feel like people, if they were gonna talk about that, they're gonna do that behind closed doors. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
but
the
also
main
like,
Stop that. But at the end of the day, like once you do it a few times, you just realize like, who cares? Like that has no effect. Facts, like maybe it was dumb, but I tried. Like we'll see.
Exactly.
I used to have like a little highlight reel on my stories and shit. I used to do something called my pussy hurts. So I used to hashtag my pussy hurts, and I'd like literally play Marvin's Evan's room, look outside a window, and just like
you'd have his fingers on
my
the glass.
hand
Yeah, it was like the most goofy thing ever.
It's like a trend thing, and then like a lot of the people who in my high school started doing it, and just
that's so funny.
And it was like 2016. Imagine you're in high school and you're just like going through your Instagram stories, and you just see like your friend comes up, and like when you see him at school too, he doesn't act like that. He's like playing ball, like this guy, and then all you see on stories like Casa, like hand on the window, black and white, you know. And so like he had that very much like I don't give a fuck at all, but like at the same time he understands like there's a line to. Like,
but it's also you know what it is though. I think when you cannot give a fuck is when people laugh at your shit.
Exactly.
It's like if people are like, oh, you're the funny guy. It's like, oh, now you cannot give a fuck.
Now
like,
it doesn't matter.
You're already established as the funny guy.
Yeah.
If you're not the funny guy and you're doing that shit, okay, it's kind of weird.
But then there's also such a like big like. What was it called when you're put on the spot when people expect you to be funny, but
I hate that. Make the joke.
I just want to be chill. You know what I mean? Like
a lot of comedians talk about that.
The classic. Yeah, they get in the interview. So tell a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, facts. I agree.
No, but honestly, I feel like for me, for the most part, it's like we're just like we just try to be naturally funny. That's more or less than just like having punchlines stuff like that. So like. If anyone would tell me like to make a joke, I'd be like, nah, I can't do a joke.
Woman.
But, like just
am I right? I joke out there.
That's pretty not joking. But what's called?
There was actually a funny joke about women. It was like this.
like, cut this.
It was like this. It was like, what do you do? What do you do when the dishwasher stops working? You punch her.
Nah, cut it.
That's not funny at all.
No, I didn't enjoy that one at all.
It's not my joke. I'm just saying it was a joke.
It
was a joke.
No, sometimes when I laugh at these jokes, like I'll get messages from like my sisters to be like, "Yo, why'd you laugh so hard? Like, you wanted something to tell me?" I'm like, no, I'm good. But no, honestly, like it was like a lot of that we don't care. So I was like, "Yo, that's exactly what I need." And like we're just like, "Yo, hobbies as well. Let's just try this during the pandemic."
Also, if you watch our pod, like you'll see, like, oh, they really don't care what fuck. Like, we let you fly type shit, you know.
Sometimes too much, but we'll go back and delete a lot of those videos. You know, hopefully people don't download it.
No, it's fun, man.
You know what's funny? Our first video ever got taken down by YouTube.
Oh yeah,
really? Why?
Because it was just too crazy.
Well, I started off because I wanted to like show like a couple of videos I saw on Twitter, and one of them was like this big black guy that like beat up his teacher pretty much. Like,
I don't think it's that one. It was the,
well, you're laughing.
It was the teacher one. It was the teacher. It was no. There was like,
there was multiple fights that we were watching, like a bunch of.
No. But I think the reason why we got taken down, the YouTube, what they said is that there was kids being beat by the.
So there was like this initial video of this big black guy, like, and he's in high school, but he doesn't look like it. You know, he looks like a D1 like football player, really grown and stuff like that. But he's like 16, and she apparently took away his Nintendo DS in class, and she's walking away, going to the office. So all you see is the security footage in the hallway, and she's just walking, and he's sprinting.
I swear I've seen that.
Beats the fuck out of her.
And like she's on the ground, he's still pounding it. Everyone has to drag him off. And I was showing this, and I was like, "Yo, this is insane." And I was like, "But look at this next one." And I was like, "Yo, look at these next one." The next one was like one student for the teacher, and a bunch of kids come and help him. And I was trying to just set it up, be like, "Yo, I want this energy. If you ever see me fighting a teacher, people help me. Don't be like this, pulling me off the teacher."
Wait, they helped and just jumped the teacher.
The teacher's like beating a kid, and then all the kids saw like, "What the fuck?" And
a bunch of kids. I don't know. I feel like the kid was low key holding his own. Like he was beefing with the teacher, and like the teacher was fighting back though. And he was swinging.
And it was so funny because it'll be like an increment. So like the teacher slapped the fuck out of him. I'll beat him up. Everyone chills for a bit. The teacher slaps him again. Everyone comes.
How do you guys feel about that? Where do you guys stand on that? Like when kids are being super disrespectful and then the teacher just fights back.
Man, my gosh, G shit.
You know what? Honestly, Honestly,
baby.
That's a tough one.
Yo,
I don't think you could touch my kid, but you know, you could definitely yell at my kid. You know what I'm saying?
That's
how I feel. But yeah,
but like when the kids are actually physically assaulting the teacher.
Oh, we restrain them.
Yeah. But you could. That's like a. You know what I mean?
Just a little different.
Yeah.
But there's actually,
depending on the threat.
There's some schools or there's a state that they just made it legal for teachers to beat their student, like spank the students if the parent signs off on it. Like the parent can sign off on getting their kids spanked at school.
Like high school or like elementary?
I don't know.
It's got to be high school.
Because you can't like spanking a kid in high school is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like if they're in like elementary, there's like, yo, stop it, you know.
But if they're too young, then it's a little weird.
It has to be same sex.
Oh yeah,
same sex spanking.
I feel like there's only
you can't like spank a little girl.
Yeah,
it has to be like same sex, and it has to be a certain age bracket. Like you can't be below 9 years old.
No,
you can't be above like 13.
Why not,
bro? In the Philippines, punishment was crazy in the Philippines. Like everybody was scared of the teachers, bro.
Oh, actually?
Like like if you didn't do your homework, the teacher would make you squat for the entire class.
Okay,
it would make you kneel on like beans.
Ruler too? Would you get the ruler,
bro? Yes, bro.
Ruler on the fucking.
Yes, bro. I remember I was in like first grade, okay?
Yeah.
And then we had like every morning the teacher would check our hygiene.
Yeah.
she would look at our fingers, and if they were like shit in the crevices of the fingers, she'd take a ruler and smack your hand, bro. I swear to God, bro.
You deserve it. Clean your nails.
So bad, bro. Or like when the teacher like, and the worst, bro. The worst. I was actually having anxiety attack at this point. We had a math teacher, okay, and she was like the meanest teacher. Like she looked like Ursula from anyway. She was just demon. She was a demon. Anyway. She would call, like, it was math class, and then she would put some equation up on the board, and she would pick people to go up and like and solve it, right? You know, when the teacher's like, okay, you solve this, and then if you don't get it right, bro, she would fucking punch you. She'd throw a book at you.
I thought you were gonna go a different route.
She'd like, throw a book at you. She would throw a book at you and make you squat, and then like make you do this with your hand, and then like she would put textbooks on each of your hands, and if you dropped it, she'd add another one.
You're going up these.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
It was bad, bro.
That's insane.
You just want to work out, so like 4.
Let's go.
I remember the one that used to got us to do.
That was 3rd grade, bro.
No, yeah. I remember the one that used to do, like, even in Ottawa, like when we do like Quran classes and stuff like that. My teacher would be like, my parents would be close to my teacher. You know, we'd be like damn near their friends. And so like, I remember one time he was eating food on my kitchen table, living room table, and I had my foot on the table. This guy like threw a spoon at me.
This was your teacher?
My teacher. He's in my house, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And so I like look over to my mom to see if she's gonna do anything, and she like turned around. And I said, "Oh no, I'm alone." And like this guy was like, "Stand up," and I stood up, and like he's like, "Yo, put your arms through your legs and hold your ears." So I'm like fully like crouched, arms through my legs, holding my ears, and I'm like bent, and it's like the worst position to be in. And he's like, "Stand there until I tell you to stop." And if you fall, he's like, "All right, I'm adding 10 more minutes of your time." No, and I'm sitting in my own house like, "Yo, how am I getting disrespected in my own house?"
That's crazy. That's wild.
But like that's just how
it's
it
like
is.
A movie, you're like,
you know what? I'm gonna.
4 years old.
I'm running away.
That's hard, bro.
So
That's hard.
hard.
I mean, when you're a kid, you're a lot more flexible.
Exactly. Nowadays, I wouldn't even attempt to. I tell the guy, nah, it's all good.
Nope.
But no, it really is like that. Even like in Somalia, I know they like put fingers, like they put a pencil through your fingers. They'll wrap it around like this.
Oh, and then you
And
smack
they
it?
smack it. Yeah. And they crush
Teachers
it.
didn't do that to me. Kids did that to me. Like, oh, look, I'll show you a magic trick.
And then
they like, and then just like smack
Smack the shit out of it.
Oh, borderline just break your bone.
Bro, it's crazy discipline. Yeah, it's always like that. But honestly, I was like, yo, I deserved it. Why did I put my feet on the table? You know, like it was disrespectful.
Because it's your house.
Fuck.
Unless you were wearing shoes, then that's a bit more disrespectful.
No, but my toes are disgusting. You know, I'm a soccer player. You know?
That's the only reason.
Was he eating?
You're allowed.
Like, if he was eating,
Bro, he was fully eating, like, headed, and like my toe was right next to his face. I'm just kicking up, watching Arthur, and I just get like a spoon like fly by, and I go, oh shit! And I said, okay, I'm in danger.
Damn, bro, spoon too, bro. That guy committed, bro.
Yeah,
That guy committed.
Never seen him since. You know, I'll beat him up. Nah.
No, that's awesome.
50-year-old man.
No. Like honestly, for us, like I think when it comes to discipline, I'm very like traditional and stuff like that. Like I don't really care too much about like I wouldn't spank my kids. I feel like I can talk to my kids and stuff like that. So I wouldn't go down there.
Though.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
For me, I always say this, and people always say it's out of pocket, and it probably is, or probably not.
No,
but
I
I
think so.
honestly like if let's say if like my kid was like got in trouble for bullying, I'd spar my kid.
Spar your kid.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's different
like,
than beating.
I wouldn't like beat him up, but like I'd put I'd put him through like hardship. You know what I mean? Like
what if it's your
bully
daughter?
bully him a little bit. You know what I mean? Like obviously it's gonna be control. I'm gonna knock him out. But I'm just make him like know who's alpha.
You like that? You like that?
Just
like that
But
shit.
no, that's a good question though. What if it's your daughter?
if it's my daughter, that's different.
So no discipline.
The wife's gonna spar her?
So I'm a bit weird, but obviously it's gonna depend on my wife. But like with my daughter, I would feel like I would want her to discipline her just because they would have a better understanding. You know what I mean? Like they could connect in some way, and like I don't know. I don't have like a female's perspective. Obviously, like discipline here and there, but like when it comes to like a little bit over, like okay, I don't really know how to go about this. Then that's the mom's job, you know.
Not for you.
But I do have a rule. You can't go to parties unless you have a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's one thing because here's the thing, bro. Like you can do whatever you want, like at a thing, because at the end of the day, bro, like I'm not sure if you guys do jiu-jitsu, but like if you do jiu-jitsu, like if another guy's trying to go on top of you, you can fully just like
choke him out,
choke him out, get out of the position. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times these guys are like, especially nowadays, bro, kids are like fucking 6'4" at like 6th grade. You know what I mean? Just like
true.
So that's my thing. Like if you want to go to parties, yes, you definitely can. I'll drive you, I'll pick you up and whatever. But you gotta have your blue belt.
What if your son comes back like, yo, I put this guy in a toe hold?
For what reason though?
I don't know. I just wanted to fucking.
And I'll do the same to him. They said, yo, you know what I mean?
No, but yo, do you feel like if they get like under the influence that those training will go out the window?
No.
I think not. Like, I mean, obviously it won't be nearly as good, but like you have those techniques. You just know what to do. Like it's just there. Like
Sean Strickland action.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
actually that's a good idea.
It's funny though because the last time I went out and drank was 3 years ago.
No way.
For my buddy's birthday, and the reason why I stopped drinking was because we drank because we were celebrating my birthday and his birthday.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And we went out to a club. I think I told you this story. But anyway, we're at a club, and then a guy I drank, right? Yeah. And the guy asked me if I wanted to fight. I said yes, of course. But then I had I had an outer body experience. You know when you like talk to yourself, you have an outer body experience. Like fuck, man. Like I know I can fight, but like I'm so drunk right now. Like I can't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so drunk right now that like I don't have full control of my like my body. You know what I mean? I'm not all there, but like if it goes down, I'd have to fight. You know, I said yes. But like, and I was like, yo, every single time I go.
How did he bring it up? Did he say aggressively, yo, you short guy?
This is what happened. I was dancing and I was like, I started shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Just moving, you know. And he just saw that. I was like, yo, you want to fight? I said, yeah. Yeah, exactly. He just wanted to test me.
Weird guy.
You know what I mean? He just wanted to test me, and he walked out of the club and he tells me, yo, follow me up. I have my buddies over here. We'll fuck you up. I was like, okay. And I walked out too, bro. This is the thing. I was so drunk. I walked out. My buddies pulled me back, like Jacob and Joseph pulled me back. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe that wasn't so bad.
It's the best idea.
But yeah, no.
Did you fight him?
No, I didn't. I got kicked out. I got kicked out of the club.
Oh, no way.
Because the bouncer was his friend. And then I started acting up.
Connections.
I was like, you know, that was 22-year-old me.
Did you ever get to that fight, like a street fight?
Not here in Canada.
Not here in Canada.
Philippines.
No.
Yeah,
Philippines supposed to be wild.
Yeah,
bro.
Philippines. Yeah, of course. That's how you just kind of like
assert yourself.
Yeah, not only that, but like that's just how you squash beef back home. You know what I mean? Like if two kids had differences and like you just allowed it. Like I remember. Yeah.
Question: do you think you could fight your friend and be friends after?
Ooh.
Physically?
Yeah. Like you're actually emotionally
like an actual fight.
Like you're physically fight. Like
that's a tough one.
Try to rip each other's heads off and be like, yo, you know what? Good fight.
I'll give you a scenario. The studio burnt down because of him. You're cheesed at him. You told him not to put candles up, and then you start fighting off of that.
And he said, no, shut up, pussy. That's what he said.
I don't know. That wouldn't really trigger me. We got insurance, bro. You know what I mean? Okay. We got insurance. We'd move closer to the east.
You did a pod with Drake.
Okay.
You did a pod with Drake. He deleted all the files.
Ooh. That's fighting shit.
No, I wouldn't fight him.
Hey,
he
wants your girlfriend. What?
What's a good scenario? Your girlfriend, your mother. We're gonna go deep now.
He smashed my girlfriend. Then my girlfriend allowed it.
Oh my.
So then no, I wouldn't fight him.
No, but see, this is why like he's really
matured.
He put me into like MMA and like fighting in those ways, and like it really I love it a lot because like one, if you're like sparring and stuff, it's literally like it has nothing to do with hurting or disrespect. It's literally like you could get punched in the face, like nice one. That was good. That was good. I couldn't block that. And then like he's saying is like there's always a logical like when you know how to fight, you don't need to fight. You have no desire to fight.
I think UFC fighters are like the calmest people.
Yeah,
they are, bro. And that's the thing. You don't have to prove yourself. And that's the thing. Like sometimes when like I used to, but I don't operate through emotions anymore because it's got me a lot of trouble. Right? But like the thing that I would fight my friend for is like what disrespecting my mom or my girl.
There you go. He did that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. If he deserved it, I would.
But now would you be boys again after?
Business is business. Of course, yeah, man.
Okay.
But so you're doing it for the business.
There's a level of respect that I would lose. But then as long as I get it out of myself and like he fixes it, then like
you can move forward.
I can move forward maybe.
He fights you over that. Now are you going back to being friends with him?
I mean, fuck. This is a tough one because I think at that point the fight's not the issue. It's whatever I did. That's where like we're not going to be friends over.
So if you guys were able to clear that up though, like his thing was like if you get into a physical altercation, it's game over. For me, it was like we can have beef and then get into a physical altercation, but we handled that beef initially. That stemmed all that shit. Then we're good. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, because for it to get to a physical level, then that means like you guys don't.
But especially if somebody just like if one of them just completely like fucks up the other, then it's game over. There's no coming back.
That's the only way I'd get in the physical fight. in that opinion. It's like, yo, you completely fucked me over, bro. Fuck. Like,
that's exactly what it is.
That's I don't know. It's just so hard. Like picturing me fighting Mason is like I can't. I can't picture it. You know what I mean? But it's just like, what does he have to like kill my mom? Obviously, I kill him too. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll kill his mom first. Let him soak in it.
You know what I mean? Like I just don't know, man. Like low level shit, I don't get mad anymore. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. If anything, I'll just do a mental. I'll verbally abuse you. That's about it. I'll keep it at that. But then again, I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I should have said that.
Have you guys ever got into like a street fight? Any of you?
No, I actually have never been. Like I've been into a fight. Like when I was young, like when I used to live in the West End, I used to get in a bunch of fights. But then when I moved to Orleans, like when I was 9, just stopped fighting. Never in fights. Yeah, like it was just more or less like everyone was just kind of more tame, more calm. There's been a lot of situations where fights could what's called escalate and stuff like that. But like I'm just like, yo, chill out, bro. What are we doing here? Then everyone's like, oh, actually, we're good.
Yeah.
I got into like 1, 2. Yeah.
Like recently.
The most recent was actually it was very, very close. Yo, I don't know why. Okay, so we were at the Drake concert in Montreal.
Okay.
And
just recent, eh?
Very recent.
Like with J. Cole?
Yeah, exactly. Very cool, by the way. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. I messaged him after he replied.
No,
Drake did?
No, I'm lying.
He replied with seeing.
That would be a flex. But no, fucking, so whatever. So after the show, whatever ended, I was like very starstruck, whatever. So just kind of like walking out without realizing what I'm doing, you know? But then after, I'm like, because before we got in, I'm like, yo, I want merch. And we saw the merch line way too long. So we're like, yo, fuck it, we'll get it after. And then when we were leaving, we're like, oh, yo, I want merch. So I'm like, yo, we need to go check outside again to see where that merch place is, whatever. I go outside, it's not there. I'm like, yo, okay, cool, it must be back inside or some shit. I go inside, they're like, yo, you can't come in. You can't come. If you left, you can't come in. I'm like, yo, my fucking wristband's right here. I was floor seats. I'm like, yo, I have floor seats. Like, I lost my wallet. Blah, blah, blah. Made shut up, whatever. What does it look like? I said, fuck, never mind.
You couldn't describe a wallet?
I was brown, like, fuck,
has
that's
money.
A question? I didn't know,
that's such a curveball.
So I said, fuck it. And then literally, like, there's like doors, like each way, you know, like all around the arena. So I'd come around, I'd go down another door, and I almost like, I literally ran, and then some black guy said, yo. And then he comes, like, yo, like, no, you gotta get it. I'm like, I almost convinced him. He said, fuck off. I said, cool, no problem, whatever. So now I'm like trying every door, and everyone's telling me it's like, eat, like, kick rocks. I'm like, okay, cool. There's one door. I was with my cousin and my other boy, and she was saying like, yo, let me try this next guy or whatever, you know? So she goes, yo, like, I'm really thirsty. I'm gonna die of like dehydration. Like, let me come in just to get some water.
Also, girls, like, let's be honest.
Girls, yeah. She's also like a small girl, like, you know? So I'm like, yeah, whatever. So the guy goes, oh, okay, cool. You're thirsty? Stand over here. And then she's like, and then I guess she kind of panicked, and she's like, yo, I don't want to go alone. So like, no, I want them to come with me. So then the guy's like, okay, what? Like, you're lying to me now, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think even if she would have got in, he would be like, yo, stand in this corner. I'll go get the water and come back, you know?
Yeah.
So whatever. So like, and then I'm like, yo, fuck it, it's over. It's not gonna work anymore. So I'm walking away, and then I hear like a bunch of commotion happening. Apparently, what happened was that she was like, okay, whatever, I'll come alone. And then he blocked her and pushed her back, you know? And then my other boy was like also like defensive online. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Why are you touching girls? What's wrong with you, bro? Like, you know, you can literally just put your arm out and she won't go through it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to push her back, you know? And then he, whatever, they kind of got like physical, whatever. And then they started pushing each other. And the security guard, like, I just saw his face, and I'm like, I just saw people pushing each other. And I saw like my cousin being pushed. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And I'm like very defensive over my cousin or whatever. So I
he doesn't have any sisters, so like he looks at her as his sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course.
So I see like a perfect angle where it's like over my boy's shoulder. It's just his face. So I'm like, yo, if I just throw a fucking, I'm like literally like this. I'm like, I just like grab my boy's shoulder. I'm like, yo, let's get out of here, you know? And I just calmed out there. And then what's crazy about that fucking security guard, it has a picture with Drake.
He was behind Drake in one of his pictures, like when he posted on Instagram.
And I was so cheesed. I'm like, yo, it's gonna
because Drake was there.
Yeah. So he was like one of the security guards like that was in the behind of like a Drake picture.
Like when they took a picture of him on stage, he was just behind him.
And you like visually, you perfectly see him. I'm like,
if he had the tag too,
he beat me twice.
Bro. That's the thing. At this point of my life or anybody's life, when you get to this age, is like you have so much to lose. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, of course, the other day, bro. Like I never have road rage, but this time I did, bro. And I was ready to let go of everything. You know what I mean? And then I was telling my girl, like, man, like I really wanted that guy to get out of the car and like hit me so I could fuck him up. So you could
do something.
Exactly. But then I was like, man, like if that happened, it would have been only worth it for that split second, that moment. But then like I'm fucked for the rest of my life.
It's so true.
You know what I mean? Like I felt good for like, I don't know, like kicking him in the face and whatnot, knocking him out. But at the same time, like now I gotta live with that.
Now it's like
and another huge thing that hit me at a young age was realizing that certain people can just get punched, get knocked out, fall, hit their head, and
die. Yeah,
or like in a street fight, like some people are just so insane. They'll knock you on the ground and then stomp your fucking head, and like you could or pull out a knife or whatever the fuck. Like, and then also another thing too is like when you're younger, you see all these like videos of fights, and you're like, oh, I need to do that. And then when you're getting older, you watch those videos, and then you realize like, oh, that person's in jail now. Like his life's over. Like
exactly.
It's like,
and I also could be on the other side of that too.
Yeah,
so not even indulged.
Exactly. And sometimes too, what's so funny is that a lot of guys, guys are just so funny. Because like for example, like
girls
no, because like two things. Sometimes like guys like I'm saying this because I used to think this way too. Like when I was a kid, like I didn't know how to fight. I was like, yo, if I ever got into a fight with someone, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
But like I never really planned out like what I would do if the other person started retaliating. Like I don't think that far ahead.
Like,
you know, like yo, I'm thinking that like I'm just gonna throw a punch and he's gone.
He's gonna fall.
You know what I mean? Like there's no plan. You know what I mean?
I just remember my favorite move to go to when I was a kid was to like kick them with my right leg and then like do that jump kick where I kick with the right and then swing the top for the head. And it's like
insane.
There's no game plan because like you hit your head, you land on your back, and if you don't do damage, they're on top of you now.
You're fucked.
Fuck it up.
I always had this vision.
If they don't get off, bro,
It's
you make me say it.
You're just getting destroyed. That's my nightmare right there too. Like,
I guess it's a strat. If someone's on top of you, just start doing this. Think about it, bro.
Yo, honestly, I think that would make them more angry and they're gonna stomp your head. Like,
It's game over.
Bro, my tactic is if this guy's huge, I'm going butt naked.
Just pants down instantly.
What? Touch me. You're gay. You're gay. You touch me. You're gay.
Yeah, that's so funny. No, it's funny.
dangerous.
Every single time a guy tells me like suck my dick, I was like, I pull it out. Seriously, pull it out.
No,
and you get uncomfortable, bro. Like, would you ever pull it out?
No,
You gotta just keep one upping it.
I mean, you're not bad.
So I actually have two. I'm outing them. Fuck it. I don't care. I have two friends that they do that very much. Like, a lot of our friend group is very fruity. You know what I'm saying? We make those jokes. Yukub and Hassan. You know what I'm saying?
I just said it.
But yeah, no, they honestly those two will push the line a lot. We played this game called Crash. It was in Fast and Furious where they drive towards each other and then it's like last person to go away loses. But they do that with their lips. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're both going for a kiss.
By the way, these are not my boys. These are strictly just
oh my god.
These are white boys. You know, he lets Queen Wilson, so I had to make a lot of white friends and stuff like that. They're not even white.
Some white people
fun. They're not even white.
Their name is Yukub and Hassan. They're very important too. But yeah, no, like,
oh my god.
They do that where they're like they go for the and they both kiss each other. I have a picture with a screenshot that's like a profile picture for like a group chat. Like it's crazy. Yeah, those two will do that.
Yeah.
And that's like sometimes they'll do jokes and like we're just sitting there like, okay, I was getting uncomfortable.
I remember fucking, I think Theo Von talked about it. It was like, yo, look, they play a game called Chicken. And then they grab each other's dicks, and whoever gets hard first is gay.
What the?
That is too much.
Holy fuck.
Who gets hard first? Nah,
What if someone started
what a
adding
fact.
emotion? Someone like starts shaking.
The eyes are rolling back. Nah, okay. That's like a lot of frat boys. That's what they do for sororities and shit.
I've heard some stories about like hockey and locker rooms. Like they get wild.
Oh my god.
What's some of your like craziest party stories?
Do you guys have this?
Bro, like literally my first high school party was like at the end of grade 11. Like I was not at that at all.
Same with us actually.
Yeah, same with us. Yeah.
I don't think I should be saying this publicly.
No, fuck it, bro.
We can cut it out after.
Yeah.
No. Okay, like it's not
Keep it
bad.
in.
It's not bad, but like obviously, like I went to Carleton. I played for the baseball team, so there's a rookie
nice.
party. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually know a guy that played.
I had to wear a dress.
No one cares. Yeah.
I had to wear a dress. I had to streak outside, bro. There's actually a video of me.
No way.
It's my video though. You know, like I had
No
to
way.
streak. I had to streak
did
the
it?
street, and then I ate 4 goldfish.
Shut the fuck
You
up.
actually did all
Live,
this,
bro. Live.
Damn.
Did I show you that video?
No.
Me eating, bro.
You've told me that.
Goldfish.
Right, exactly, bro. I just had to chase it with. I had to chase it with Coca-Cola, but.
Damn. Well, you
yeah.
actually did a streak. What was the streaking for though? Was it just for initiation or what?
Were you holding your
No.
crutch?
So there was a list that you had to do. And the most points you get.
Oh, is it kind of like
so you don't lose because like the person that has the least amount of points got like a punishment.
What's the high school shit? Grade 12, everybody did it. Fucking, it's like
I know car rally.
car rally, kind of like that.
No, it wasn't like that. It's just like a. It was just a party for like initiation, basically for being part of the team. Is like a rookie party. Yeah, you know, like rookies, like sometimes the athletes you pay for the whole dinner and whatnot. Like I remember like the 2 years before my rookie party, the person that lost had to swim across Ottawa River.
Oh my days, bro!
Damn,
is that possible?
Like where?
It was bad, bro. Like they drove to downtown and that was his punishment.
Oh my! You know what? We were actually supposed to do that for a YouTube challenge.
No, really?
Not swim.
But bro, like it's so dirty though. You know what I mean? We're gonna do like a canoe. And he had to swim like in a diaper, bro.
Oh my god, bro!
They go above and beyond.
Yeah, bro. Like, I wasn't trying to lose, bro.
Yeah, that's for real. That's
up. Yeah, that's a crazy.
So yeah, when you were streaking, did you hold your crotch? Yeah, okay.
You were holding nipples.
It'd be hilarious if you just put your hands in the air.
I look good though. Yeah, exactly.
It'd be hilarious if you just hands up in the
air. Were you like in shape?
Yeah.
So you felt good.
Back then I was. Yeah.
Still, you still look.
It wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. But it was at night too, so like it didn't really matter.
Do you know a guy named Ty Burnside?
Yeah, Tyler, but he went to Corinne Wilson.
Yeah,
he was my teammate.
Yeah, I know he's on the team.
We played high competitive baseball together.
His older brother is nasty, huh? He was on
Ryan. What's his brother's name?
Ryan, yeah.
Ryan. No, older brother is Ryan, and then the younger brother is Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler's the one I know.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I know their older brother.
Oh, you know the older brother?
Yeah, I played with the older one.
Yeah. No, they're funny guys. Yeah. No, honestly, for us, what's called? I don't even know where I was gonna go with this.
Oh, I actually shaved that guy's head, huh? For his rookie party.
Oh, what? No way.
I shaved his head. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
Ty?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'll see if it's on Snapchat. I have the video.
Yeah.
That's so funny. As if you guys
as a punishment of some sort, bro.
No, I never did anything crazy like that. I'm not gonna lie. I can never. Even when we did lose a couple games of beer pong and like we didn't hit any cups, I know it's embarrassing.
The naked mile.
I never did it. I told everyone nope.
So naked mile, yeah. I guess so. It's like if you're playing beer pong and the other team wins and you haven't hit any cups, you have to run around like the house or wherever you are naked.
Yeah.
I've never gotten to that point. I've never like.
But yo, like you can't just say no.
I did.
No, yeah.
That's exactly what I did.
That's what always happens. Like I've never like lost that way, but I've had other people lose, and they like I've seen one person do it in my life.
Exactly.
Oh shit!
Nobody does it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because I'm just at a point of the game. No, we're just playing beer pong.
You're just getting drunk. Like you're just drinking the whole time. But
that's true.
It's just more or less like it's like a bragging rights. Like damn, we made you do a naked mile.
Yeah.
You didn't hit one.
Yeah.
This is the thing, bro. I don't drink anymore. It's just too crazy for me. Like last night I was in downtown. I was on a date with my girl, and then like just like so many, just like being downtown. You know, take your girl out on a date too, you know. But no, it's just like so many guys, like especially when they're like when they have a group mentality, it's so bad, bro. Like they really test you, bro. Like yesterday, bro. Like let me tell you, like three a group of guys, just like they all look at my girl all at the same time. After they look at my girl for 3 seconds, they just all straight look at me. Without like just like stare at me, trying to see if I would react. You know what I mean? Like just trying to test like who's alpha and whatnot. But I was like, man, like sometimes you just gotta pick your battles, you know?
100%.
I'm so okay with saying I'm pussy.
No, I'm so pussy.
I'm the same. Like I literally, in that sense, like there's no like ego I'm trying to protect. Like I'm good, bro. Like,
I'm just lucky that my girl didn't say anything. You know, because like yo, there are some guys where the girls like,
at a certain
what are you
point.
gonna do about that? You know, like my boyfriend's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah,
bro. No. And I've heard stories where guys get fucked up because they actually do
that shit.
Take that.
They have to.
What? No, I'm not happy.
That's even worse than not fighting. Is getting beat up.
But here's the thing. This is why
we actually saw that fucking in McDonald's one day. We're fucking in McDonald's drive-through. Bro, I'm literally looking what's going on. This guy was with his girl in his like whatever in the whip, and then there's another car behind them.
And there was a bunch of guys that were drunk. Clearly,
bunch of white guys.
It was like 2 a.m. Everyone coming back from downtown
like in a club or something, you know?
And we're all in the drive-through was packed. And the guys at the very back, we can hear them being loud.
Just revving their cars or some shit, you know. And then the guy behind us, he's going like, "Yo, shut the fuck up" or something like that. He's like, "What are you gonna do about it, pussy?"
They're also being rude to Dom and his girl. So like he was like, "Yo," he was just talking back to them and going back and forth.
So then the guy comes out, he's like, "Yo, what are you?" He said the guy like the white guys, they go like, "Yo, what are you gonna do about it?" He's like, the guy's like light skinned guy, you know. So he comes out, he's like, "What?" He gets out of his car, acting like he's. Bro, there's like 5 of the white guys.
And he was a big guy though. The light skinned guy, he was a big black guy, and like he got out, but then there was like 4 big white boys too.
Yeah,
he was like, yo,
gets his shit fucked up.
Oh, really? Like, he went down. It
jumped.
Went down.
Yo, the guy's on his like headlock.
Videos of it.
Yeah, you have a video. Yeah,
so
you gotta show me.
The guy's just like punching him in the head. The other guys are just kind of punching him, and then one other guy's just rizzing up the girl.
Yeah, no.
He's talking to her.
No.
He's like, how you doing?
You shouldn't talk shit. But yo, what are you doing? Yeah, literally just talking to her.
And she was not entertaining. And the great thing about her too is she was not yelling at her man to be like, stop, don't do it. Because some girls are like, the girls will be like, yo, don't do this, it's stupid, which is a good route to tell your man. Yeah. But like, you'll get caught up in it when you're like, your man's just in it, you know, he's just being stupid. You can't do anything about it. You're just a waste of your breath.
No. And they get caught. I have a rule with my girl. I told her, if I ever get into a fight on the street, first of all, film it. Okay. Just in case, you know, I gotta get my highlight reel. Or if I get my shit fucked up, bro, like, no, I got proof, you know, like I started. And 2, run away. Yeah, I don't want her to be. I don't want her.
How do you do both? Set the phone up and then run.
No. But one of the two. You know, just run away or film. But like, I'd rather her run away.
Exactly.
But that's why it's so important to know how to fight, bro. Imagine like your girl's getting bullied and you can't do anything about it, bro.
Yeah, right now I'm running.
And you're just like, you feel so little. Like for me, I would still fight even though I'm gonna lose. True. Because I'm not gonna go down without a fight. That's just straight fact. You know, if there's 3 guys, at least I kill 2. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like
gangster. Yeah.
But like,
I'll kill one only. But
but you know what I mean? Like,
I'm lucky if I get one in, and I'm happy.
But like, I don't know.
This isn't weird.
This is not weird. I'm sorry.
Look at me.
They're all fucked up. They're like, it's too late, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry.
Let's all think about this.
Yeah, bro. No, but it's wild, man. That's why I stay away downtown, bro.
Question. That's a good. But yo, real quick, I was gonna say, because a lot of girls do get caught, and that's the thing. I would tell the same thing. Get out of there, or like, yo, don't put me in that situation. Because a lot of girls do be doing
that's
that.
The bonus rule, bro. If your girl's like that,
that's how you know. Like, there's like. That's not a girl you want to be with if she's trying to make you fight. Like, she's not about that, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Yo, that's exactly what happened to. There's a guy in our school that stabbed someone because of that. Damn. So basically a girl. She got her weed stolen from her from the drug dealer, and then she told her boyfriend to go like fuck the guy up, and her boyfriend fucking stabbed the dude
and he died.
Killed him. Yeah, Jasmine. Yeah, you know how Jasmine is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
bro, you know what's crazy? This is a crazy stat. So at our school, we were the first graduating class in 3 years. Like the 3 years before us, the graduating class killed somebody. Like somebody committed murder.
Yeah, bro.
We broke the streak.
What school did you guys go to?
Lester B. Pearson.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't hear that. Was one of them at prom, after prom, or something like that?
No, what's right?
I don't know if that was Sir Will or some other school. I know there was a bunch of stuff.
I don't remember any.
I think that is Sir Will.
We graduated 2016 too.
Yeah. No, but the 3 years prior, I thought that was the one, because I remember like a few years prior to our after prom, there was like some stabbing that happened.
Some wild.
That's wild, bro.
Crazy shit, man.
Which is why my mom didn't want me to go there. She's like, "Don't go to that shit." You know what I'm saying?
I went.
I still went.
And I was getting calls. Have to. Just for the experience, you know. It's one in a lifetime.
It's a fun time, bro.
But I fucked up. I didn't bring my after prom ticket because they made us register online. So I was like, okay, I registered my ticket underneath my name. They have my profile. I come to the after prom. They're like, "Where's your ticket?" And I was like, "I don't have it." They're like, "You need a ticket." So I bought another ticket there. So I spent $130 on after prom alone. $130? Yeah, after prom was $65.
Was ours that much? I feel like
ours was like $30. No, ours was $85. I remember. I don't forget that. I was Steve. What the fuck? How are they gonna get a hotel? You know?
Yeah, facts.
We had an Airbnb. I was sleeping on the couch too. And my mom was calling me saying, "Where the fuck are you?" I was like, "This is."
Where was your after prom? Was it at
Airport Hangar?
Yeah,
for us too.
Same as us, bro.
Yeah,
Airport Hangar.
That was St. Matt's. So I don't know about Queen.
I think we were the same
shit.
The Gatineau area, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was in Gatineau. Yeah, we had to take a bus. Some school they were on a boat.
I know Hillcrest and shit.
I would have loved that.
That would be sick.
That's dangerous though, bro. Imagine falling off of that.
Yeah, people. These kids are juice, bro.
Yeah,
you can do some wild shit, especially at 17.
I'm a Somali pirate though. Come on. I don't know way around water.
Is your girlfriend from Philippines as well?
No.
No way. Where's she from?
Can I guess?
Sri Lanka. Oh fuck.
Sri Lanka.
I would have guessed that.
Okay. No.
Why? What was your guess?
I was actually gonna go white first, because I mean we live in Ottawa, you know what I mean. That's just...
no. I like to have flavor in mine, you know.
That's what's up, man. Hell yeah, man.
Hey, what about you?
Preference?
I was gonna say. Can we guess?
Take a guess.
White.
Okay, let's make it more specific.
Wait, Polish?
Ukrainian.
No, like. Actually, I don't even know her like background. I don't know my like background at all. Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
No, you should lie. You should say, just be like, yo, I'm Jamaican.
Yeah,
make something crazy. Yeah.
People, I always lie all the time. People ask me where I'm from. If they don't know I'm Filipino, I say I'm half Chinese, half Dominican.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You can't even say the word.
because my last name is Spanish.
Is it?
Oh,
right?
Castillo. Filipino. Yeah.
So
it's like Gonzalez sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just like Sanchez and like sometimes
facts.
The one chinky eyes.
The one thing I lie about all the time is like the sport I play because everyone's like black basketball, black basketball,
that's basketball. Toms.
They stutter too because they're shook, and I'm like, no, that's racist. I actually one time I was working as a cashier. My sister was behind this guy, and he did the typical like, oh, you're very tall. Like, do you play? Oh, how's the weather? And I was like, oh yeah, it's not too bad. And then stupid. No, I look at my sister. I see them giggling, and I was like, let me entertain them. And he's like, what sports you play? And I was like, oh, I actually play golf. Like I'd be really practicing my swing, stuff like that. I'm always at the range. And my sister just like looks up right away to me. She's like, what the you never played a golf in a day? Why? And I was just like acting like I knew everything. I was like, yeah, Tiger, that guy, man.
Long goes.
That's a tough one too, because like when people don't know anything about you, they just go based off of looks.
100%. Yeah, that's true.
But it happens. I did have a recent moment at a grocery store where I had to tell the manager, I was like, yo, I feel like I'm being harassed by one of your cashiers because this guy was chasing after me in the store. It was crazy. Like, it was just like, I didn't want to say shit, but it was like so early, and I was cheesed about other stuff. Like, it was a long story, but I just had other things I was annoyed about, and I was like, let me just get my groceries done. And this guy was like, it wasn't like I deal with people just like walking through the aisles, checking. You know what I mean? it is what it is. I'm not gonna steal shit. You can ask me my receipt. And so like,
it's also, by the way, it's Montreal Road. Like that's why. Like it's an area that's
Montreal Road.
People steal.
Like, it's like that grocery store. There's a lot more
up close to like Banyan and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Independence.
Yeah.
That's
the one where they have the security guards at the door. And like we're from Orleans, so like we're used to like no security guards at the door, but these guys are like standing there waiting.
It's posted up.
So, which is fine. It is what it is. The manager was walking around. I let her do her thing, but the one cashier, I could see him off the reflections of the refrigerators when I was looking through the chicken and stuff like that, and I could see him like coming around the corner, popping his head, and he would see me look over, and he would be sprinting like after the reflection. I could see that, and he just kept on doing it. And I was like, at a certain point, I was like, I'm cool with you guys walking down the aisles, but like you sprinting around, like, are we playing hide and go seek? Am I playing tag?
It was like a kid.
Literally a kid. I was like, okay, nah, I'm gonna say something now. So I just went up to the manager. I said, you know what? Harass me. You know what I'm saying? I'm full Karen. I'm telling you right now, black people, the young generation, are gonna be the most caring people out there in the future. I'm telling you.
It's because you guys care.
We care too much.
You're caring a lot.
Karen. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I am Karen. Like you'll notice it in certain.
No, I mean, that's like complete bullshit. Like that's insane.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like sometimes, bro, people think that like you're being a Karen for just standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta stand up for yourself, because otherwise, because like if people are doing that, like. Can you imagine to the other people that they're doing it to?
Yeah, exactly.
People that can't stand up for themselves, It's like sometimes you just gotta stand up for yourself, and so that you could.
I'd steal at that point.
Like
if you want me to steal that bad, let me do it.
Fuck it, yo.
Yeah.
No, honestly, that's a huge problem that I had from a young age. Is labeling finger. Whenever people would call me something, I'd just be like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it now." Like if you call me a liar, I'm gonna lie now. Like, what's the point not to? But it's not good to get into that, of course. But
yeah, what do you guys think about the Hassan Minaj thing?
Oh, true.
The what?
Oh,
did you guys hear about the Hassan Minaj controversy?
Yeah, like
what is that?
Like so, Hassan Minaj is a comedian, and that like in his specials, like he does a lot of like specials where like a lot of his stuff is. He really gets like you emotional and like really plays on emotion.
But the Indian Muslim guy.
Yeah. And he's like, I've been through these like racist situations and blah blah blah, and like it came out that they were all lies. Like he just made up things.
Yeah. So like one of them was like he went to like he asked his girl for prom. By the way, he's name dropping. By the way, like he's giving.
He had her picture up, like face blurred, but picture up.
Exactly. So you could know
on a Netflix special, bro.
You know what I mean? Okay. And he's saying like, yo, like I asked this girl out for prom. She said, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. And then I go to her house, and then I see Joey Burke giving her corsage, and my heart dropped, blah blah blah. And then I asked the parents what's happening. They're like, oh, we just don't think it's the right fit. So he made it racist, but what really happened, the girl came out and said like, yo, none of that shit happened. He just asked me to prom, and I said no.
I don't go to prom with you. That's it.
Literally, that's it. And then he was saying like, oh, like, but like, thing is like, so yeah. First of all, what do you think about this so far?
Well, I mean, okay.
By the way, okay. The girl is like, there's no way she's racist because she's married to an Indian now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, my thoughts on it is that like for comedic purposes, like a lot of these things are scripted. So what's the difference? What's the difference between telling a lie and telling a script?
But they're lying. They're making things up for the joke, comedy, whereas he's making up a lie to make you feel bad for him and say that people are racist and calling out their names and saying that
it's kind of like
racist.
you know when women
playing off of emotions.
Also, you know when women feel like when girls lie about like whatever sexual assault. So
let that marinate.
Exactly. You know when girls lie about sexual assault, but you know what? Like you're the reason why I can't come out to like the public because people are gonna think I'm lying now.
Yeah.
It's like now for us, it's like racism. Like, it's like, oh, if I said this guy's racist, but yo, Hassan Minaj lied about that, so you could lie too.
Yeah.
So now it's like playing down for everyone who's like brown.
Oh, he's fucking it over
kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're not gonna believe it as much
like
now.
he took it
is that really
too far? Like like it's a known thing. Like if a comedian's telling this like crazy story with all these crazy things happening, like you don't ask, you don't care if it's real. It's just enjoy the joke. But like these weren't jokes. Like they were just like telling stories of racism that just didn't happen.
Even one comedian said he talked to him like a night prior to, just at like a bar and stuff like that, and he mentioned one of those stories like to him, like just like not even to a crowd to like get people to like him. It was just like someone
like
on flagrant.
Exactly.
And so imagine like me and you, like I was doing something for the pod, and so you're like, you can see why I'm doing it, but you don't really fuck with it. But then you also see me doing it off camera. Too.
Like
you just lied to me. Bro, you said the same lie to me off camera. What the fuck?
What's the point of it now?
It's not even for camera.
And then he like did an interview. He's like, these are my emotional truths. Like
exactly.
So he's
also, by the way, he's
full lie. Like, and there's more, and somewhere like I can't remember, but there was one that was way more fucked up
with the baby or some shit. Like he was saying, like, yo, my baby got
someone like tried to kill his baby
or something.
Basically
a lie. He's just fugazi.
But the thing is, the craziest part about him is he's into politics a lot. Okay, so he's a political like whatever spokesman or whatever. So I think he was you know Trevor Noah, like the Daily Mail or whatever, another political comedy show. But they talk about politics, like that's their main whatever corpse of it. And he was supposed to be the replacement for Trevor Noah.
Okay,
and they're like, yo, we can't have a liar talking about politics. So now his whole shit's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, yo, like,
didn't he do one before too? Like this Netflix show that was like, or maybe it was YouTube or something. But
probably on YouTube.
Yeah, he did some like news or like politics related thing.
I
can't remember what it was called.
It could have been a show too. Like it could have been like I don't remember, but like I know that he's like really into politics. Like that's his like whole thing of comedy and politics meshed. You know.
And honestly, we saw a recent guy in Ottawa. His name is Hassan Fils.
Do you guys know Hassan Fils?
No.
He's up and coming. Well, he's not up and coming. Well, yeah,
he's kind of making it.
He's kind of making it too. He's doing his thing. But yeah, he was actually hilarious.
From Toronto.
From Toronto as well. And he has like a very similar name to Hassan Minaj. And so he actually mentioned that, which is why we actually liked his performance so much, because it felt like at a certain point he was just like, let me just sit up and talk.
Wait, Hassan Minaj, is this the Indian guy?
Yeah.
On Flagrant?
Yeah.
No, that's Akash.
That's Akash.
That's Akash. Sorry, I'm racist.
But Akash thing is the one who lied to.
Yeah, he's the one who had that one-on-one conversation where he told the same story, not even for the stage or the crowd. He told this lie, like as if it was a real thing he went through.
Okay.
And so he was actually telling us a story about how he it's kind of one of his bits, but I don't really care. Like, it was kind of funny. It was just like him talking about how he opened it up for him.
Hassan Fils. Hassan Fils opened up for Hassan Minaj.
Okay. And so he was saying that how he got the whole deal, you know what I mean?
Made a big story.
It was a big story. And then he said eventually he did the hosting, or he was initially supposed to host, but he had his actual 15 minutes to do his performance. And that's his first time opening for anyone. And it was like at like a theater, like a nice establishment. And so at the very end, when he's like, I killed it, it was funny, he goes,
and then I was going like, dope. And he's like, dope, right?
He's like,
dope,
very
right?
dope, right? And then he's like, imagine if I just embellished this whole story.
He's like, I lied about everything.
You know what I mean? Just like Hassan Fils, you know what I'm saying? And it was just
but at least that makes sense, because you're lying about a joke.
Yeah.
You're not making me feel bad for you, Like, that's the biggest difference.
But then he can use that to capitalize on other things,
right?
Exactly. Off of a lie.
It's like, it's such a difference to just like, to make up a joke. You're telling this story, you're creating a story, whereas like, there was no joke.
Now you're creating an issue. Now you're creating an issue, and like a false accusation.
That's already fucked up. But then to be like naming people and lying about them and like all this shit.
That's character defamation.
It's insane.
That question: do you think it's okay to lie?
Period.
I think it's like I think it depends. There's no one answer. Like
I think
because like for example, like it depends, because would you call like what your average comedian does lying? I don't think I would, because I don't think they're telling people.
Okay, if you're just a fucking liar, fuck you.
Yeah,
you're a loser.
No, but I think but you're not being your true self. Aren't you lying to yourself then? Because like you know what? It's like there's like a fucking theory about it where it's like, every day that you meet someone new, you're not yourself. You're not really yourself. You don't. I want to be fucking butt naked right now, but I'm not gonna be butt naked right now. You know what I mean? But if like this is what I really want to do, so I'm lying to myself. So I'm lying to you guys.
I mean, there's just social construct. You don't just show your genitals to anybody, right? There's just like...
Okay, but it's also like, I want to fucking just put my feet up in the air. Okay, I know it's like...
Yeah, I get that, but there's levels to a lie, right? Like if someone tells... If there's a criminal that's asking me, where's your family? Because they want to kill my family.
I ain't saying nothing.
Exactly. That's me lying. But then there's like... that's a harmless lie.
True.
You know what I mean? And there's harmful lies that affect other people's lives, and that's when it becomes an issue, right? When if I tell Mason, oh, yo, bro, like we actually didn't make that money because I want to take that money, then that's a bad lie. But if I tell him, like, if Mason asks me, yo, David, how you doing? I say, yeah, I'm actually good, because I don't want him to feel bad about what I'm going through. Then that's not a bad lie.
Yeah, I think white lies. Yeah, white lies for the most part are chill, but there's just like certain scenarios or certain moments where I'm like, yo, I don't want to explain all this. Let me just say this one line.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you are 100% honest in every single situation, that's not gonna work out. It's just not how life works. Yeah,
it's not filtered. You gotta filter things out, man.
100%. Man.
I literally was trying at one point to be transparent as possible in all scenarios, and I remember I was getting in so many conflicts because people don't like the most real shit.
Because you don't need to have certain conversations with everyone. Like that person doesn't need to know my opinion on this. There's nothing gonna come from that. So like,
I definitely agree with that. Like, and I honestly think too, like when you're trying to entertain people and you have like a story, embellishing it and stuff like that, just adding a little bit of like flavor to it is always great. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely do that with some of my stories, and I probably convince myself that that's actually the truth at the end. Like 5 years down the line, telling stories. But as long as you have like experiences that you can take and embellish those to make them better, then I think you're chilling. But if you're creating all this fabricated, then I'm like, okay, that's a little weird.
Because then you're not really being who you are, right? Exactly. And people get a false narrative of who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
People might think that you're a certain way, or like you make people feel a certain way, but then you're just a liar.
True.
Exactly.
So,
would you guys? Are you guys best friends?
We've been friends for a long time. Like, what's funny is like since the business, like we literally don't hang out other than here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because like literally, anytime we hang out, we're just talking about the business. Like we'll be out with friends. We'll be like, yo, like you saw that email, right? Like let's just make sure we get let's deal with that. Like,
like Mason and I are really good at like separating business and like personal relationships.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like before this, like we were making YouTube videos. Like we'd go to the gym. We'd spend like 4 hours at the gym make videos. Right. But before that, like we never really went and hung out like one-on-one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Our friendship has always been to like do something,
create.
Yeah.
Got you.
But over the years, I've known a lot about him and vice versa,
of course.
right?
We've become very close.
And
like when we were working out of his apartment for a while, like I basically like lived there. Like I brought my desk and computer there, and like I was there every day.
You had the keys to my apartment.
Literally,
you know what I mean?
Like
there
so,
it's chilling with my dog.
It's been 3 years of this shit.
Do you feel like because of that business relationship, you can never get deeper in your regular personal relationship?
No,
I don't know. I think we have since because of the business.
No, like you take the stage.
What I was gonna say is like I think first of all, like because of the business, we have gotten a deeper relationship and just like learn because it's like when you're making financial decisions, spending every day together, like you have to know about like what's going on in your lives and everything, and like so that's definitely happened. But like that's interesting. I don't think it like stops anything.
Yeah,
Mason and I, correct me if I'm wrong. Like we've never gone out and just hung out.
Honestly, just one-on-one, just to hang out. No,
never.
No way.
Like we're always here.
How long have you guys known each other? How long have you known each other?
Since
we started like actually.
Word?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Shit. From that young age, you still
like we've known each other, but like we didn't hang out until like high school.
Okay,
yeah, and like if we're hanging out with friends, like we have the same friend group, like we hang out, but it's like. It's never just like, yo, let's go do this like for fun.
Because
it's
let's
like
some lunch type shit.
Yeah. And if we are, it's like a business meeting.
We're always talking about business, which is nice though, right? It's like it's killing two birds with one stone. Like obviously Mason's a great friend of mine. But at the same time, he's also my best business partner. But he's also my business partner.
I feel like that's kind of where our relationship kind of is transforming into. But it's also at the same time like we're like, I'm moving and stuff like that, busy stuff like that. Yeah. But at the same time, like I'm just curious because I want to know like if there's any like obstacles that you guys deal with when it comes to like.
No, we've had that conversation before on the podcast actually, like about being in business with friends, and like we say very much like it's risky, bro. Like because if like the way you guys described how you deal with like opposing opinions, we're the same, and we're a little different in the sense that we actually think of things very differently. So it's like we're kind of always coming from a different side, and then like explain mine, he explains his, and we figure it out. And we've just always like same thing where we just have no ego in it. Like we're like this is what I think, this is what I think, this like logically makes a bit more sense, that could be cool, blah blah blah, and we figure it out. But like if you are, and I almost think the closer you are, the harder it would be, because you're just like yelling, just like fuck that, bro. That's dumb as fuck. Like it gets bad, and like
there's a level of respect.
I could really see it going badly, but like we've just always been able to figure it out. So
and I think too, like our friendship is like the solid foundation of our friendship, going back to what we said, is like because we're doing business, right? It's almost like we were business partners and then we became friends because of that. You know what I mean? It's like we weren't like close friends and then we started a business. It was the other way around, right? Like if, let's say, like he pissed me off, I'm not gonna show up to the studio and not do my work.
You have to get shit done.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like if I said something that pissed him off or did something that pissed him off, he's not gonna be like, okay, fuck that. Fuck the business.
Still gotta do shit.
It's not like that. You know what I mean?
But does that ever transfer over? Like, do you sense the energy when you guys are setting up? Like, damn, he's a little annoyed or anything like that. You know,
I'm definitely more annoying than him because I'm really loud. He kind of like just wants to keep it.
I'm very quiet and I'm chill. But like, no, there's definitely like, of course, days where like I'm in a shitty mood. There's 100% times where like I'm in a shitty mood and he's just like super excited and talking about days. I'm like, yeah, cool. Like it's fine. Like that happens, of course. But like. But
you just gotta make sure you don't cross people's boundaries, too, right? Like I obviously sense sometimes like he doesn't have his best days. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, like put all my energy onto him. You know, sometimes just gotta chill. You know, we're all adults here. At the end of the day.
Exactly. 100%.
But at the end of the day, if you want to do business with your friends, like you just gotta respect them for who they are as a business partner and respect them for who they are as a friend, right? I agree. And like you gotta be able to like divide the two, right?
Exactly.
Like you can't make a business decision based off of emotional feelings with your friendship.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like for me, for example, like if I wanted to start a business, I'm not going to be like, okay, you know what? I want to start this business, but I'm going to do it with Mason because he's my friend. Like
100%,
I would do it because, you know what? I'm going to do this business with Mason because it's not because he's my friend. It's because he actually can make great business decisions. He's a great business partner. You know what I mean?
100%. It's like sometimes even like sometimes like I'm lacking on edits or something, whatever. And he has to just set aside friendship. Like, you know what? I have to be nice because you're my friend or whatever. But it's like,
accountability is a big thing.
You have to be able to do that. That's the thing too. And if you're too close friends before and that's a hard thing, that's a problem. Like you have to be able to.
I hear that, but I just don't understand that. Like I don't know, because we were like really like we were best friends since like grade 9 type shit. You know, so it's like I never felt that. I've never felt difficulty with that. I'm like, yo, just talk to me. Yeah, okay, cool. Got it.
Are you guys 50-50 on everything?
So as of right now, he does more of the editing and stuff like that. I'm getting on the edits right now, so it's changing moving forward. But in terms of topics and stuff like that, like I'll bring more of the topics.
Which is also cool because like thing is he's on Twitter and shit, and I don't have Twitter, so he finds out things before me. So it's also good to see the audience of like seeing like, oh, this person didn't know, and he's giving you all the information,
bro.
Which is also
something we've learned over time for sure is like don't both do half of the same thing. Do your thing.
Tasks.
Do half the work, but what you 100%,
do. Like, exactly. Because there's so many times we started off with like 50-50 of exactly the edits. Like, okay, you take 6 minutes, I take 6 minutes, and it's like, okay, the edits look so different.
You both have to learn the skill, like all that. Like it's a waste of time for both you to be learning the same thing.
100%.
It's like now you're just one person cutting out the work in half.
So now I think moving forward, I'm gonna focus on the shorts, like YouTube, like the short clips in general, and then just like creative, and then also the outnumbered channel as well.
So you guys have the same vision, because that's the important thing. Like going back to like doing business with your friends, like you and your friend. Like I don't advise going to business with your friends at all, but I mean, if you guys both have the same vision and you guys have the same discipline and like you guys can hold yourself accountable and the other person accountable, then go for it. Because of course you want to work with someone that you're really close with. But like for example, for you guys, when the money is coming in, like there's one person gonna like utilize it more than the other, or you guys are gonna split
it 50-50?
Boys,
keep going on this. I gotta piss so bad.
No worries.
But so like. When the money starts coming in, is it going to be 50-50?
That's a good question.
I think,
I think like in terms of like dispersing, like who gets the most money. It's definitely going to be like.
It's gonna be 50-50,
but I feel like most of it is going to go back into investments. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly. Regardless.
So like most of it is not going to be going back to our pockets. We're going to be like, yo, this amount, you know, it would be your share, it's my share. I'm willing to invest this into this product. Are you willing to invest as well? And then we'd go about that. And then
but straight profit, it's gonna be 50-50.
What about
even if
like
one person is doing more work? I think that's what like I don't want.
That's
I don't
important.
want.
That's important because then
Because like, I could see somebody be like, oh, I'm doing way more work than you, but it's like, yo, it's had the discussion now. Like, yeah, no matter what, it's gonna be 50-50.
Exactly.
And if you're slacking, just have a like, I think it's so easy. It's just fixable things. Like,
Do you guys when you guys invested on your camera equipment, was it 50-50?
So he initially held down a lot of the, because I was just broke at the time, and so like he was able to
broke boy.
Hey, gotta be relatable to the audience. Yeah, I called all you broke too. But yeah, no. So like he actually held it down, and so that's why I appreciate it a lot too. And because we're so close, I feel like we have that leeway with each other as well. So we're kind of like balancing that off too. Like we're taking advantage of that and not necessarily being like toxic towards each other. So
by the way, I held on first, but he like
so I still so that's the thing. I told him, I said, yo, like I owe you money. This is like, you're gonna buy the camera equipment, I owe you $1,000 for that camera. These two cameras that we're gonna split it down the line. And then
so now it's even though like
everything's blessed now.
Just so people know that.
So like as we just went on to purchase new things, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy this. I owe you
my
this
purchase.
much.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like this is gonna go towards.
But who owns it? Are you guys gonna be like, yo, fuck man, I actually bought that, I'm gonna take that back?
Right now everything is split 50-50. So if we ever just like stop doing production, I'm like, you take a camera, I'm gonna take a camera. We'll sell everything and make it 50-50. But I don't even want to go down that route at all.
No, of course.
Like, I want to, even if we don't even do YouTube content ourselves, I want to keep the production side going.
Why don't you guys open a joint bank account?
We were thinking
so that way, like it's a bit easier. You see where the money's going in, the money's going out, the money's going in, same place, right? So that way, like there's a spreadsheet.
Yeah, we're definitely we're gonna get into all that. It's just right now he's going full time right now. So right now, all those things you're mentioning is very important. Like we're gonna look into all those stuff, even starting like a business. You know what I mean, like LLC and stuff like that. Like my brother and his girl was telling me to do that. You know, we gotta start. Putting all our expenses through the business and stuff like that. And so we have a lot of things we gotta definitely do. But in terms of just like for the camera equipment, all this stuff, like we have our own visions as well, but we have a very similar vision. You know what I mean? The podcast and stuff, we have a very similar vision. The Outnumbered, we have a similar vision. We also want to go down a merch line. I want to go down like even just like sports, you know what I mean? Playing soccer, creating potentially a league, stuff like that, all these different things. Like, so he knows about my ambitions and goals too. And so like we're aware of each other's goals, and we have
do you guys have the same goal though?
So for the podcast,
for the podcast and for the main shit, whatever, but like he has his own goals with his own things.
Like I have about like 10 different goals down the line. Like there's a bunch of huge goals that I feel like these initial goals are gonna set up those goals.
So do you guys have a partnership or a business partnership? Because like partnership in a way, we're like, okay, you know what, I can help you out to achieve your goal, or the other one is more like the business partnership. Like, okay, we're both gonna make money.
That camera just turned off.
But yeah, can we repeat that last one?
Or is it done?
No. We could turn it on and back on. I think it should be good.
Is it okay? No, what I was saying is that like, do you guys have like, are you guys working together as like a business partnership or kind of like a creative partnership? Creative in a sense that like you guys can help each other out in a lot of ways, like creatively. Or the other one is like, okay, we want to grow this business, whatever this business is, to $1 million. Annually.
I think it's initially creative, right?
Yeah, I think it's honestly, real talk. I know money is a huge reason that we want to do this.
Yeah,
I could not give a fuck if we didn't make a dime off this and not still do it.
Of course,
that's where I'm like, I don't really care enough about it yet. Obviously, when it comes, then that's a conversation we can have. And then I think we've already had like a slight conversation. I'm like, we're on the same page. So it's like, you know what? Like we don't need to put paperwork, etc., blah 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 into this. But at the same time, though, is it recording?
No, I couldn't get it back on.
Okay, I think it's battery's dead. Yeah, no worries.
All good.
Yeah, but no, I just think that at the end of the day, bro, I just think that fucking like, just be as creative as you can right now. Just fucking try to make the best content you can.
Yeah.
And then whatever comes with it type shit,
I guess if you start focusing on the money now, then that becomes a problem.
I think whenever you focus on money, that's when it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Like money should always just be a byproduct of the value that you're putting out
something
there,
like that. I agree. Like something creative. Like the second money becomes the main goal, all creativity's gone
out the window. Type shit. Yeah,
you start just like you go back to those like trying to be viral. And
So that's why I'm saying no matter what, it's gonna be 50-50. No matter what. Like no matter what.
I do think our relationship is both though. Still, like we still talk about a lot of business stuff we want to do eventually, but like we're like, hey, that's just future talk. But like initially, right now, it's like creative partnership, and stuff like that. So. Though, and hopefully, we can get those business stuff like that going, and we can actually have those conversations and stuff like that. But as of right now, we're just a creative mindsets.
So you guys are a talent right now, not a business.
As of right now, yeah.
We don't even consider ourselves talented. But
you guys definitely are. You guys can hold a conversation really well. You guys are really intelligent.
Appreciate
as well as you guys have like good
on,
punchlines and whatnot. You know, so like.
No, likewise too. Likewise, I do.
Yeah, for sure. No, you guys got your thing going.
Once I saw Chaz on here, I was like, damn, bro, this setup is crazy. These guys are way ahead of the game. Because we always talk about our own shit behind closed doors. You know, we try to act humble. So no, we actually are humble. But like here and there, we'll have moments where we're like, yo, we're actually like doing really well. We got our own studio, did that. And we looked at your shit, we're like, holy.
No, that's the thing, man. Like you gotta give your own, like you gotta give yourself flowers.
But at the same time, it's like, yo, what are we good at? You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, like we're creative. Yeah, but it's like, what are we good at? You know what I mean? Like,
there's a lot of things.
Entertaining, bro.
Yeah. And that's the thing, bro. You gotta be willing to adopt and adapt quick. You know what I mean? Like when Mason and I started this business, we started as drop shippers.
No way.
You know what I mean? Like, and then we fell in love with like doing the advertisement for the drop shipping type of stuff, and then so we started making videos for people that were doing drop shipping, and it just constantly evolving, right? Like you can't stop yourself from growth, you know, just because something is changing doesn't mean it's bad, because change is always good. That's the only thing that's like constant in this world is change. You know what I mean? Change will always happen. You gotta embrace it and actually gotta go with it.
Hell yeah, man.
I love change. I'll be honest. Like I love, like, now that I've moved out, I'm like, yo, I love being in a new area. I love just like, you know, just experiencing life in a different like lens, essentially, and just that change of just always keeps me hungry. You know, when I'm doing the same job, like I've never held a job for more. Let's not make sure TD doesn't see this. I've never held a job for like more than 2 years because I'm like, I'm doing the same shit. Like I feel useless here. You know what I mean? I want to learn something else. I want to try something else. You know what I mean? And so that change is always like what I love.
If you guys were doing this and it's 3 years down the road and you guys weren't making any money, would you guys still be doing it?
Yeah, 1000%. The reason why I say that is because I love watching back footage of me and my friends talking and stuff like that.
I want to look down 20 years. I'm like, yo, this is me when I was 20 fucking 4 with Mohad talking.
Exactly.
Talking about what's going on then. It's like, yo, no way, fucking Kylie Jenner was. You might be bullshit now, but it's like, yeah, 20 years ago, I'm like, this is when Kylie Jenner was doing this, but whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And the thing is, it's gonna unlock so many memories and stuff like that. It's just gonna be so funny to watch it.
It's basically this like time capsule you can look
back.
Literally.
That's true.
Literally,
So and another huge thing too is when we were doing the YouTube stuff, like when we were trying it first, we're like, yo, honestly, we always hear, don't look for the money, you know, make sure it's a hobby you enjoy. And we're like, just make sure the production side is also enjoyable. And once we got to the editing, we're like, yo, this is fun. 8 hours, I didn't even feel those 8 hours. I forgot to eat. Like,
exactly.
I realized how much I actually like this stuff, like the production side too. So as well as with the podcast, like as much as it's just us talking, like we're also learning a lot of skills when it comes to editing, just like marketing.
You're building valuable skills, like even networking, like being able to have a conversation like this in this day and age is very important.
100%.
Because right now in this day and age, everybody's just talking behind a phone screen, right?
Exactly.
So to sit down like this and have an intellectual conversation is a valuable skill. In the future, it's gonna be like such a like a foreign thing to have a conversation. It's gonna be a gem
that you need.
Like, yo, why don't you just text me? I'm like, even though you're beside each other, you know, like, yo, just tap into my Bluetooth. You know what I mean? Like my Neuralink. You know?
Brain drop that shit.
And you see that now, bro. Like sometimes with people, like, it's just so crazy how the world is just like transforming. And obviously there's good and bad, but like sometimes when you get into an elevator with people, even though people don't need to do anything on their phone, it's their natural response to take out their phone and look at it. Like, what are you doing on your phone?
Yeah, exactly. It's just because it's awkward. It's like,
uncomfortable.
I've been trying to test myself to like actually not grab my phone out and look over it and like say hi and be like, how you doing? And then see if they want to have a conversation. They don't, just look forward and just like do my own thing. Just don't pull out your phone. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Bro, that's like what I've been on lately. Do you know David Goggins?
Yeah, of course. The crazy guy.
Stay hard.
That's like stay hard. That's my new
stroke it hard.
My new motto, bro, is like literally just be uncomfortable.
Hell yeah, man.
And because all it is, like literally, it doesn't matter what the thing is. All you're doing is training your brain that like it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Like all these things that you're scared of don't matter, and it's fine.
And then you're so much more happier after.
And that's growth, bro. Because being able to being uncomfortable about doing something and then being able to just do it freely is growth. Bro.
Yeah, man.
It's growth.
100%.
Just you got to put in your reps. Just gotta put in the reps in.
Man. Practicing. Even like just to backtrack a little bit, just like in terms of editing, bro. I remember oh my god, bro. The very beginning, we had so much trouble editing because we had the shittiest laptop. I had a MacBook Air 2020. i5, fucking slow as shit. I press a button, I'm waiting 30 years just for the fucking cut. And I'm like, yo, and then literally, I remember editing, I'm like, yo, fuck it. Like, I like it, but it's taking me 3 days to do a 12-minute video.
Yeah.
I'm like, this should not take 8 hours a day for fucking 3 days to do the shit. Yeah. But now it's like, now we whatever, like we're good now, whatever. But now it's like a full podcast. Bro, 6 hours, give me, I'm good. I got the full podcast done,
Crush it. And
you're gonna just like trim it down to like 4 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So now that it's getting quicker, just way like it's like, oh, now I can do 2 podcasts.
Exactly.
And
how long does it take you to, like, if you were to sit down fully just to get a podcast done?
Edit the pod? Honestly, not even that long, because
30 minutes.
We do nowhere near as much editing as you guys. Like literally no camera switches. No intro, outro. The only editing we do is we line up audio, color grade, and then like if there was something we wanted to cut out, we find it, cut it. That's the entire edit.
More editing with
the highlights we used to do. We used to do highlights, but now
this camera's off too now.
But now we just have an editor, right? Because
for clips, we still edit
for
the
clips, man. Honestly,
like I was saying, we sometimes do like the intro video to open up the podcast. Like that probably takes as long as the podcast.
Right.
So it's like
that's what we need.
It's very simple. No, but like genuinely, like. That was something I really liked about your guys. Like it was very
don't skip any steps, bro. Like you see us hiring an editor, don't do that yet, because honestly, put in your reps.
Honestly,
put in the reps.
Honestly, we didn't want an editor because we want to edit it in such a specific way. It's like I don't feel like people are gonna have the vision.
But here's the thing, though, like. In the future, you're gonna need to do that.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna do that. Now it's just it's gonna become your job to train them to edit the way that you want it to be edited, right? Remember what I said? It's about duplicating yourself so you can do more.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when you're hiring someone, you're duplicating yourself. You're buying back time, and time is the most important thing we all have.
Of course, man.
Exactly. And Mr. Beast, I was hearing about him. Like his team's actually smarter than him, apparently.
Of course.
That's the way to do it.
Like I think it was Gideon that was with him for like one of these videos. They're out for like a 7-day extravaganza. It was like a little experience they were doing out there, and like it actually ended up flopping like one day into it. But he was just hearing the production team talk about the way they want to move around things, just all logistics, all this stuff. And he was like, "Yo, Mr. Beast is not the one really running shit.
It's not. It's the team, bro.
Even like Elon Musk and shit. Like I'm sure he's not the one building the fucking cars.
Bro, there was a video where Mr. Beast said his calendar is booked out 6 months ahead.
Yeah, I seen that.
6 months ahead, bro. He knows exactly what he's doing on a specific day 6 months ahead. It's that crazy. And also Mr. Beast, what he did was he hired someone to shadow him for like 3 years, so that this person can make the same decision as he can, which is so wild, bro.
So smart.
Man.
What's that shit called when you when you're acting and you want to be that character? Method acting.
Method. I've never heard of that.
I don't know. It's basically like say like you want to play a pirate, you're just gonna go chill with pirates. And you're gonna be in that fucking like environment so much that you become that.
Or bro, one of them, like I forget which one it was, but one of the guys who did the Joker, like
Christian Bale.
Yeah, so he would like, because the Joker's insane, he was like mailing people like pigs' feet and like shit. Like,
he actually lost his mind
doing crazy, like becoming a crazy person to be the Joker. Like
why didn't he just hang out like on a mental asylum?
That's basically
maybe he could.
He would like locked himself in his room for like most of the day. Like he'd either be locked in his room or there, like acting.
That's commitment. That's commitment. There was a quote that Will Smith said, like, "Don't act the act, be the actor." Or like,
exactly.
Don't act the character, or like be the character, something like that. But
get in there, for sure. No, honestly, there's a lot of things you could take from acting. Method acting. I like to do it here and there. No, I like to do method acting here and there. You know what I'm saying? Act a little schizophrenic, talk to myself.
I hear voices.
Well, I mean, we've been going almost for 2 hours now. I think I'll end it off with just asking you guys a question. Like,
what's up, man?
Like 3 years from now, where do you guys see yourself?
It's chilling.
What's the goal?
What's the goal? What's the end goal?
Shoot for the stars. Like 3 years. What's like the
because a lot of things can happen in 6 months. There's a thing that's saying that people overestimate what they can do in like in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 10 years. You know what I mean?
Facts. That's true.
And there's also a quote that I told Mason the other day that really stood out to me. They said, "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together." And then so it's just like think about that. If you guys are gonna go do it together, then it's just you guys are gonna
chip
go
on
far.
Gas.
Like where do you guys see yourself in like 3 years or 5 years?
So for me, I would say not in Canada, first of all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to go overseas. Saudi, go there, anywhere over there. honestly, I do see us just doing full-time YouTube, full-time production.
Together or like individually? Are you
together and like potentially
depending on where our lives are going, you know, like
the thing is, I think we're always gonna try to run the 2Mistakes,
no matter what,
regardless. But we might have our own ventures and stuff like that. But like for sure, like running the podcast, you know what I'm saying, working full-time at home remotely, you know what I'm saying, and then
for yourself or
for ourselves, hopefully have a production team, have a bunch of camera equipment and stuff like that, and then just try to see if I can start any other type of. I really want to start a soccer league. That's the one thing I'm really interested in. Just because like I see my boy Moroccan Mamba, he did that with the basketball league in Ottawa, and it really took off. There was already the Ottawa regular
shout out Mumbrick,
and he decided, you know what, I want to make it more younger generation. You know what I'm saying? Like have clips on Instagram.
Yeah, it really gives like the NBA feel.
Yeah, exactly.
That was his whole thing.
He knew a lot of marketing things that he could tap into that a lot of old people are not necessarily taking care of. And so I want to do something similar to that.
You guys should also get him on the pod.
Interesting guy.
That sounds very cool.
I mean, he started a league in Montreal too, and even Calgary too.
In Toronto.
He started initially in Ottawa, but now
and then branched out to everywhere.
Going everywhere. So I was like, you know what, I might try to take a couple notes from that. I do want to, because I'm really into soccer. I just love it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's pretty much it. Overseas though, for sure.
I like it.
I think for me, even like I think Dubai or Saudi Arabia, like those are the two spots that I've already been looking. That's kind of why I went back to school for like this IT shit. So I can work there for IT, because I know they have like a huge demand for that. But in terms of just the YouTube shit, I really want to get into like cinematic shit. Like I really want like movie shit. Like I really want to like fucking create either great music videos, because I'm really into music as well.
That's sick.
So like music videos, fucking production movies, whatever the fuck. Like just create something crazy. Cool. Like I just really want to do some
documentaries,
creative shit.
So like for me, like
sick.
hearing this out, like you guys kind of like have a somewhat similar like goal, but like completely different. How are both of you guys gonna help each other out?
I still think that? Even in his music videos, even in all those things that he wants to achieve, I'll still be standing next to him and be like, yo, I think you should do this. I'll try to give him some creative
team.
Same thing.
Okay.
Exact same thing.
Exactly. Literally, studio team. Exactly. Just building a team. I think that's what we're gonna do, and then maybe within that team, you can do one thing here, I can do something here. You know what I mean? But it's like still one big team type shit.
Exactly.
I mean, like one thing that's cool, like one thing that you guys could do, I don't know if that all interests you, but like it could
like here's the business talk.
It could be like another way, instead of just relying on like views to make money, is like, because right now you're learning how to edit, you're getting equipment, you're eventually gonna have an editor, like you're essentially building up the systems, and then literally one day when you decide, it's like, okay, just have a second editor, a second set of cameras. Now you can offer this to other people as a service, and like you're building the skill now. Have that be the money maker, and then you can just keep doing the pod, and then turn that into music videos.
100%. That's kind of what we want to do, like right now, because like even when we're not using the podcast equipment, we're thinking about maybe just renting out people. Like, yo, you want to use it?
Hopefully we can find clients. Like right now, we're just trying to find friends of ours, even just people that we know in the community that can use our stuff. And
also, like another thing for us, bro, if you're our boy, we'll hold it down for you. We're not gonna charge you shit. Like that's at least my opinion. I don't know.
But like business. Boys.
Yeah, like I think if you're my boy, bro, fucking take whatever you need, bro. I got you. Like,
to a certain point, we agree with that a lot. Like we try to provide as much as we can.
Yeah, but you can't give them like fucking here's 100K's worth of shit.
No, but like for example, like anyone on the pod can come back and use the studio however they want. It's like just things like that. Like just try to provide value, and it'll come back in some way.
It'll always come back. That's the main thing.
Exactly.
And especially because I want to be able to use people's, like, let's say if you guys use equipment, I'll be like, yo, like if I'm going to a client, I'll be like, these type of people have used my equipment before. You definitely take it back to your own advantage as well. But at the end of the day, you're just like helping out other people, and you might get helped out eventually down the line.
Right now, if you were like to have a client for it, would you do video production? Like you have the equipment, would you offer that instead of renting out the equipment? Would you like film a video for someone?
I would.
I actually would. I just want to.
Because it's like it's also like practice. I'm like, I kind of need, because we literally just bought a stabilizer.
Oh, nice.
And like it's like a really nice one too. So it's like, I want to use it, so I
want to start actually putting it to use. And I was gonna ask you guys, like, in terms of, because like I'm the only reason why I would rather
do some business together.
Hell yeah, bro, hell yeah,
podcast guy,
100%.
I was gonna ask you guys, because the reason why I would want to film it and be there is because I'm kind of scared of they break our stuff. So
that's another thing too.
Like the insurance and stuff you guys.
We don't rent shit out.
You don't rent shit out.
We thought about it. Like the only way you can touch our camera is basically.
If you're there,
you can rent the studio, and if you're filming a podcast, we have an optional like you add on the camera, so instead of you can have the space and the filming.
Yeah.
But in that scenario, we set it up, we hit record and walk out of the room. Like you don't touch it because we just can't trust it. And we do have insurance, but even then, it's like you gotta file a claim, wait months, our business goes on hold. Like no way we're doing that.
True,
so
100%. That makes sense.
That's a sketchy one. I won't lie, but
because
there's a way to do it. I just I don't know. I think you definitely need. I mean, a lot of equipment because also like it sucks to then. If somebody rents it for like 3-4 days, then you can't film a podcast.
Exactly.
So it's not ideal. I'll be honest, but you could find a way.
Unless we have like tons of them.
Yeah,
right?
we thought we very much originally when we had this place, we imagined having like a whole showcase with like 6 cameras, a bunch of lenses you could pick and choose and build out a rig and then buy it. But fuck, yo,
how are we buying that? Things add up.
Yeah, man, those shit, yo, bro. Just a lens itself is like a fucking like 2 bands easy. Like oh man,
good ones.
Yeah, man.
Great ones,
We got the fucking just the shit that they came with.
Hey man, it works. If it works, bro, take in. Someone's making millions of dollars with a shittier camera. Just take that in, bro. People are out there with a little webcam. Making millions of dollars.
True.
That cost you like
all those
$75.
True.
It's about the
would you guys ever
value.
get into stream?
Pardon?
Would you get into streaming?
No, I get canceled.
I'm saying.
I get canceled.
I mean, like. Yeah,
maybe
that's not really where I
streams.
want to be. Like, I'm not so much trying to be on camera
out there, kind of thing. Yeah,
fair enough. I like being behind.
I appreciate that you came on this one, bro.
Yeah, no, honestly, I was very excited for this.
Like,
but yeah, no, I don't think I could ever.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
One day. I mean, we did. Yeah, no, it'd be a bad idea. That's the thing too, because with our business, and we are like, I'm gonna get it off. I'm gonna end it off with this. Is that like with us too, because like. We are kind of like the face of the business, and we want it to scale to a point where like we're not the face of the like the business can still run on its own. Because right now, if we were to sell our business, it's not going to be valuable because it's so dependent on me and Mason, right? Because if we sell the business, you take Mason and I out, then there's really no value, right? There's no generating money. So we want to be able to like grow the business to a point where like even if Mason and I are not in the picture,
there's value.
There's still value. The business still can operate on.
Kind of like OVO, like how OVO, like Drake, kind of like dispersed from OVO, but OVO is still their own brand.
Exactly. Like you still build it, get the hype, and then slowly remove yourself, right? Similar with like Amazon, right? Like recently, Jeff Bezos just stepped out,
and still Amazon.
Because when you think Jeff Bezos, you think Amazon, right?
But it doesn't.
And vice versa. So
no, that's a smart play. No, you guys are doing your thing. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you having us.
Thanks for you guys coming out.
I'm excited to do your pod.
Of course, man. Next week you'll see us.
Might be a little bit too crazy.
We'll do it a different. Maybe different set. Maybe we can do it over there.
Or in their set, bro.
Come to our studio. We're gonna have you guys on our set.
Okay.
Invite you over.
It'll be a little bit of a downgrade, but
no. It's not about the studio, man. It's about what you make.
It's about the vibe.
It's about what you make out of it.
No, man. I do appreciate you having us. Man. It was great to just sit up.
Good talk.
Set up. You know what I mean? Great conversation.
We learned so much about you, gentlemen. So definitely awesome.
I do want to say one thing really quick. Be where what was it? Fuck.
Be where you're celebrated,
not where you're tolerated.
That camera's off.
Be where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Boom.
I like that.
Okay.
We actually robbed that from the Hassan Phils.
Yeah, he said that.
I do like that. Yo, man, we should do some like quotes on.
Oh, that'd be dope.
So like when you're just sitting down,
live,
you
laugh,
just feel
love.
motivated.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No, 1,000%.
It's like an agenda, the integrity, diversity.
Real quick, I remember my sister. She would always do that shit. I'd be like, "Yo, what are you doing with all this white people activity, writing shit on the walls, like manifestation?" I'm not. I'm getting into that now.
It works. It works, man. It's a daily reminder, right? Especially when you write it yourself, right? Because sometimes you think of a good idea and like it just fades out.
Just flits out, 100% all the time.
Especially those quotes too.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Good
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
You boys.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you in your podcast.
Peace, guys.